Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. This is Sophisticated Immaturity, episode 6.
Ooh.
Hey, we are in the building. It's been a long week. Let me wait a few to get all the people to come in the chat. Advertise real quick. I just sent you the link so you can send it to your people. Let's get this started. All right. I'm posting a link in the chat. It's just so anybody want to join us in the conversation, the link will be in the chat. You can join at any time. You can leave a comment at any time. We will address the comment as soon as we see it pop up. Thank you all for joining us today, this Sunday.
Oh, this link, that's what I wanted. Actually, give me that. Let me do that. Sorry.
That's the link for people to come in the
Can you
backstage.
see that one?
Yeah, hold on. Oh, please.
And my light just shut off on me.
Are you on the YouTube channel right now? Is that? Because it say we got 2 viewers right now. That's the StreamYard one.
Thank you.
Hey, when you let them know about the StreamYard, let them know they coming up. Because we don't get numbers for people who are sitting in the back of our studio.
Gotcha. So
that's why I sent you the YouTube one first, if they don't want to participate.
Okay, so I'll send both. How about that?
Right.
I was gonna tell Alex,
okay,
Chrissy, and Gabby and Richard that we are live.
Let them know.
Oh, we didn't do. Oh, forget it. I'll text that to you later.
For all those that are joining us, let us know where you're joining us from.
Welcome in, everybody.
We'll shout you out.
Give me 2 seconds. This thing cut out. I just had the light going. I don't know how it cut off.
While she's getting her visuals together, I'm going to say it's been a long, wonderful week. We had a lot of actions. I went on a brief mini vacation to Miami. It was good times. Had to get away as soon as I got back from Miami. It started snowing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was crazy. Back.
How was Miami? Was the weather good?
It was 80 degrees.
Oh my God.
It was 80 degrees, sunny.
Sign me up.
It was like, hey, they don't know nothing about no winter down there. It was
At
beautiful,
all. My sister calls me because she's not too far. She's 45 minutes from Miami. And
right?
she'll call me complaining about the weather.
It'd be
And I'm
60.
like, girl, it's nice as hell by the time lunchtime roll around. What we doing? You might leave the house and it's a little bit nippy, but by the time 12 hit, you back to 70, 80-degree weather.
Right, right.
Ugh,
Like, what's really going on?
I
What are
do
we?
miss that. I do
Yeah,
miss that.
hey, that's a blessing for real.
Yes, it is. I wouldn't move back to Florida, but I do miss the weather.
Why wouldn't you move back to Florida?
I just feel like that's for the retired people. It's very
Okay,
slow. Very, very
right.
slow.
I agree. It's like
Yeah, the
it's
job
not
market is
really
not
for
that
you if you're
great.
trying to hustle. Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
no. The job market is trash, and unless you're bilingual, you won't make it in Miami like that,
right.
honestly. So, all right, let's put everything on Do Not Disturb because we don't want nobody calling and disrupting. Because that would be me. But yeah, so mm, this was a good week. I mean, minus earlier for me. I bust my behind getting out the house. But I did enjoy the halftime show. As you can
You
see,
did.
I'm wearing my. I did. I did.
Yeah. Well, let's say first before you talk about the halftime show. Let's congratulate the Philadelphia
Shout
Eagles.
out to the Eagles.
For the winning the Super Bowl.
Absolutely,
And
I'm a new fake fan.
yeah, spectacular form. I
Yes,
didn't watch it, but I stayed tuned long enough to watch the halftime show and
pretty much.
then to carry on. I went to dinner after the halftime show.
Yeah, that was pretty much me. I think every year that's what I do. I end up watching what I call the concert, and then I dip out. I don't watch football. I just moved to the neighborhood, so I gotta give a shout out to Philly for their win. So that was epic. But Kendrick, I definitely loved that performance. I've watched it a few times. It's probably an unhealthy amount that I've watched that shit on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I don't know. There's a lot of controversy behind his performance. There's a lot of mixed reviews. Some people like it, some people not so much. Girl, yes, at least 10 times.
All right.
That's a whole fact. Yep.
Yeah, I think I watched it maybe twice. I wanted to see like the second time I watched it, I wanted to see like a fan's perspective, not like to see what the crowd was actually doing.
Mhm.
And it was totally different.
Yeah, so the first time I saw it, I was at a Super Bowl party, so I didn't actually get to hear a lot of um a lot of the music the way I wanted to because obviously people were going crazy, they were screaming, mainly me and a few others. Um so I ended up waiting until I got home to rewatch the performance again and I just fell in love with it. It was really good. Very creative.
Right, for sure.
I
And
love
I
how he teased. Gave us a
I
little
I, I
tease in the
believe
beginning.
it was historical for the fact that I can't recall one Super Bowl halftime show where they had an actor in it, like just
Me
to
either.
to do monologue, and then
Yeah.
first time they ever had a celebrity like Serena Williams. She
Yeah.
has no reason to be there,
No.
really, but representing LA,
Yep.
representing Compton.
Mhm. Yeah. I thought that was the creative genius. How to have Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam. That
Right,
just was like that was so fire. That was so
right,
epic. I
right.
actually watched the NFL. I don't know if you guys I know you don't have TikTok, but if you did, the NFL actually released the behind the scenes of Samuel Jackson rehearsing that part That dude is such a freaking amazing ass actor. Like it was so well done. So well done.
Oh yeah, for sure. Jamie Foxx gave him big compliments in the movie Django, talking about how he go in and
Yes.
out of character,
Yeah,
smoking
yeah.
cigarettes, and then when they say action, he transformed into the old man.
I'm telling you, well, he played the fuck out that role too in the Django. Like he was so heartbroken when they killed Leonardo DiCaprio's character, but him too. Leonardo DiCaprio is amazing. They said when he shot that scene and he slammed on the table, he actually cut himself on glass, like, and just kept shooting the film. I think he smeared like blood on somebody and some shit. It was, they take their job and their craft very seriously, and I love every bit of it because you know I'm a movie and TV buff, so.
For sure. I would say I'm a movie buff, not really a TV buff. Like, did you actually go see the Captain America movie?
I wanted to go and see it so we could talk about it today, but I'm not gonna see it until tomorrow, sadly.
All right.
I'm excited to talk about it, so maybe next week we can. I've also heard mixed reviews so far, but I'm not listening to anybody's reviews. I'm going in there with a clear mind on my own because the show was great. The show was great. So
right, and that's part of the reason why I go to see movies so early, is so I don't get the spoilers. I don't get the reviews per se.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I normally just anytime I see somebody trying to post about it, I try to hide it on my news feed on social media. Like just hide it.
Right. Let's see.
All right.
I'm gonna play the first video that you post for us. Let's see what you got here.
What did I put? I just be sharing shit.
I know you be giving all the hot takes out to the free public. I don't get the.
I think I always end up just randomly asking questions, and I don't really expect it to get traction, but people talking, and I'm like, damn. I had a conversation the other day, and I was like, shit, this would have been perfect for the podcast because it was a long debate, but it is what it is.
Well, what was it about?
A lot of different things. We'll sidebar that one, and then we'll decide if we want to bring it on.
For sure. Let's see.
You wish that was you, huh?
I don't care what nobody say. One of the worst things you can ever do to somebody that you are dating
I don't see it.
is know what they want truly in their hearts and deprive them of it because you don't care. That's just my personal opinion. To the women that truly want to be married before they have children, I need you to understand one thing. Do not move in with a man before he asks you to marry him. Because if that man can move you into his house, he can ask you to be his wife. Do not have children with that man before that man makes you a wife. Because having children is just as much as a commitment as him becoming your husband. Now, before people sit there and say, oh, I can get married and I can have kids with this man and he can still give me a divorce. Yes, you can still get divorced. Just like you can get in your car, put on your seatbelt and drive safe and unfortunately get in an accident and something bad can happen. But you're still gonna wear that seatbelt, right? Because it's about being intentional. You do everything in your power for everything to turn out good. If there was anything I would truly say is find somebody who actually shares your same principles, values, and morals in life. And not just choose somebody because they look good. I'm sorry, that is not enough. We get so caught up in trying to find your type that you end up dating your type and realize that that person was never good for you in the first place. Never put yourself in a position where you have to beg, pry, or force somebody to do something that you know they don't want to do. Because what ends up happening is you end up getting pregnant. You end up living with that person and you never get the things that you wanted in the first place. Stop hustling backwards. Just my opinion.
You wish that was you, huh?
Yeah.
That was one of the topics we did discuss about like why is it that so many great people are single and can't really find what it is they're looking for. And I think the simple solution is it's very simple. Date people who want to be married. If that's what your goal is. You know, if your goal is marriage, you need to date somebody who that's what they want. I think a lot of times people are not doing it intentionally. So I do agree fully with what the video says. Like, yeah, you should most definitely not move in with anyone, which is something I say all the time. And that's me speaking from experience. I've lived with people that I was in a relationship with before, and I do not recommend it. If it's not your fiance or your spouse, don't do it. And same for kids. So I agree.
I think the issue that I find is you may actually be in a space as a man. You may be in a space where you want to be married and you're dating with that intention, but then the person that you're dating falls out of the qualifications that you have to be a wife. So you could be like, yes, I'm being for real, I'm being legit. The problem is you don't know, you had the difficulty with making the clean break, and that's where the conflict arises, because it's like, yeah, I know for a fact she no longer fits who I want as a wife,
Right.
but she's still cool.
Right.
I still want to kick it with her, but then it's like there is a level of ambiguity there, because you've already made that decision in your head, but you haven't told her.
Which you kind of have to at that point. Once you know that once you know that you both no longer want the same things from each other, I have to have that conversation. But I think oftentimes men don't, not even
No,
men,
you're
women
not
do it
gonna
too.
have the conversation.
But
because
most don't have the
that's
conversation because you still want
counterproductive.
access. Right, because you still want
Right,
access, but then that takes away from what he's saying. Then you're not on the same page. Yeah, you
right,
know for a fact you want the same thing, but you also know you don't want it with said person. And instead of walking away from it, you know, you stick around or you keep the person around just to have access to them.
right.
And then the person is now left in the dark because their choice is now being taken away because they don't know. They don't read your mind, so they don't know that you no longer feel the same as you did when you first started. So it's like, what do you do? Because we know what the right thing to do is in that situation. It's very seldom that people do what's right, unfortunately.
Right, because what's right isn't always what's beneficial, and you're
But
sacrificing
then,
your personal benefit in order to do the right thing.
my question is it a personal benefit when you can let that person go and just go find your person?
Well, this goes back to how y'all our last episode where you thought 10 hits a day was low, and we were like, it's extremely high to have 10 hits a day on your dating profile.
Yeah.
Like, for you to say you could simply let that person go and find your person, it's like the options are not as optioning like you think they are. And,
So
and
then,
so
what's
it's
the
one of those
solution?
things where this is where people get caught up with monkey branching, which is you don't let go of your current relationship until you find someone that could
Right.
potentially start a new relationship
Seat
with.
fillers. That's what
Yeah.
I call them. I call them seat fillers.
Well, I consider seat fillers different.
How so?
Because
Because I mean, that's what it is. You got a
no,
person holding
no,
the seat,
because seat
keeping the
fillers
seat
to
warm until
me,
you get somebody else.
well, to me, a seat filler, like if you label them a seat filler from the jump, then you knew going into it that there was no
No,
opportunity.
not even. I think
But
once you know that you're going to be using this person for entertainment until you find what you're looking for, they are officially a seat filler.
right,
Whether you went into it intentionally or it just blossomed into that over time. you know. So, oh, okay.
Right. So that's like yeah, that's
So again, now my question is, I can't say if that's right or wrong, but oftentimes people don't like being put in those positions. Like no man wants to be put in, y'all don't want to be in the phone stored as lobster dinner because she got you on rotation with 2 to 3 other people. So it's like, is that wrong? I know I don't like him, but I know I can benefit from him. So is that wrong?
just to me.
Let me know because I'm about to give me a rotation.
Ultimately, I don't think it's wrong because there has to be some self accountability put into play. Where is if you're not receiving, if you don't see the reciprocity in the dating dynamic, then you'll continue to date that person. That's on you.
Okay, I fully agree. So the conversation we were having, I said we were sidebar two is actually second into this because we were having a discussion and people were talking about having like a bow out date where they would give somebody this amount of time to decide like if they're dating, right? Like say you guys have been dating for months and it hasn't really, y'all haven't had the relationship conversation. This person is willing to give them a bow out time. So you have 30 days or 60, 90, whatever it is after the dating period to decide. If they don't, they bow out. Some people feel like that's wrong because that's an ultimatum, but I don't think that is. I feel like you should put a time frame on how long you deal with somebody until, if it's not evolving into anything else, you should be able to just walk the fuck away when you're ready to.
Okay,
I'm not saying.
Let me.
I might need to clarify a few things.
I was going to say, let me say
clarify
back to you what I heard to make sure I
Okay.
had it right.
Let me clarify because I heard myself after, and I'm like, wait, this can be misconstrued. So let's be clear: if you're dating for 6 months on end, right? And at
Right.
6 months, you guys have not spoken about moving forward in a relationship. At that point in time, now a bow out date is going to be set. It could be 30 days after that time, 60, 90, or probably a week it's all at the person's discretion. So just to be clear, I'm not saying you need to have a decision by 90 days if you want to be in a relationship with somebody. Just want to clarify that part. Okay.
No. That wasn't the part that I had an issue with or
Okay.
needed clarifying. To me, it sounds like you're essentially saying that after a certain time period, you now ghost the person because nothing was said.
I don't know. I don't think you should ghost anybody. I don't support ghosting. As a former ghoster myself, no, don't ghost. I now have, I tell you, I have my pre-typed notes of, it's been nice
Right.
getting to know you, but I don't want to move forward. I think you should have a conversation with the person beforehand. And if they still don't know by a certain point in time, if they want to move forward, then I think it's fair to have a bow out date. Like, I don't think somebody should have to wait years to figure out if they want to be with somebody. I don't think it works that way. I think it may take years to decide if you want to marry somebody, combine lives together, but just to be boyfriend and girlfriend, that's not a sign on the dotted line commitment. That's still something you can freely walk away from at any point in time. We're not asking for marriage, but if you can't decide within X amount of time dealing with somebody if you want to be just in a relationship with them, then what are we doing? Because I think a lot of people date around for months on end, years on end, and they will string somebody along for as long as they stay.
Yeah, that's true. And that's because the person, they are happy with the dynamic. If it's reciprocity or not, they're happy with the dynamic, so they don't leave. Because it's hard even if I'm being mistreated, I think me staying in a relationship means that I'm happy with the dynamic.
I don't think you're necessarily happy with the dynamic, because I think a lot of people stay just to say they got somebody.
Right.
I don't think they're happy with the dynamic because they
But
complain about it.
if you're
They
not
bitch about
happy,
it,
how
but they would, because it's the option becomes, for some people, the option is now be alone, and a lot of people can't handle being alone. They would
Right.
rather have someone than to take that time and just be by themselves, find a fucking hobby, do some other shit. They don't want to do that because I listen to people in not only physically abusive relationships, and I'm not going to touch too much on that because I don't really know what that is, but you think about people who are in those type of relationships, or people who are in mentally abusive relationships. They don't feel good, they don't like it, but for whatever reason they never seem to leave.
Right.
They know it's wrong, but the logic is still there, because you know that if you leave this person, you can absolutely find somebody else, but for some reason they just don't. They don't want to start over, the comfortability, sometimes kids may be involved. Like, it's a whole lot of different dynamics of why people stay in relationships. And oftentimes it's not because they're happy or satisfied. They just stay because they like the warm body in their bed. And I mean, I get it to an extent. Because I've been in a relationship where I was just like, why the fuck was I there? For real.
All right. So
Welcome in,
so have
everyone
you
that came
decided
in.
to use that strategy of
What you mean?
like what was it called? Like
The bow out?
the bow out?
Oh, I don't give 90, 30, 40 days. If I'm asking you what it is you're looking for in the beginning and you kind of wishy-washy with your answer, I'm probably not going to deal with you. The last person I attempted to date, when we initially started talking, I spoke to them and I told them what type of dynamic I was looking for. We had a conversation of different type of relationship dynamics. I asked them what they were looking for. They said they were on the same page, and then I had a follow-up conversation with them about it, and they decided they wanted to do something else. I did not wait 30 days or 40 days. Immediately after that conversation, I blocked them.
Wow. So there was no this is not going to work for me. This is just like once he said
We started this dynamic with a clear understanding of what I was looking for and what I was not looking for.
right.
There was a little bit of an in-between conversation, but once I got the clarity on that this wasn't going to be anything more than some bullshit, pretty much, I was like, oh, I'm bowing out, because what the fuck am I wasting my time for? And my goal is not to change your mind. That's not my responsibility. That's not my job. And I'm not about to waste my energy doing that when I can pretty much date someone else.
Right. Feel you. And peace to you, brother Black Abdullah. Peace to
Welcome
you.
in.
All right. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Yeah. I think it's hard to be honest. Like with that question, it's like I may have the intentions of finding a wife or a girlfriend, but by me answering that way towards you means, in my mind, can sometimes mean I assume you are that woman. Like I'm placing that attention on you.
No, it's a general blanket statement when we're trying to figure out what is it the goal. Because obviously, if you are pursuing somebody, there's an intention for something there. You didn't just hit up the person at random. I mean, again, forget it. There's some people that do just hit people up to waste their time. But if you're saying, hey, I'm looking to meet somebody, my end goal is blank, I'm not taking it as your end goal is to marry me. That's stupid. You don't know me. You know what I'm saying? Logically speaking, you don't know me. I don't know you. So I can't sit here and say, yeah, I'm trying to marry you day one. No, I know that that's what my end goal is. Will you be that person? That's what the whole dating part is for, to figure
Right.
that out. But if you can't even clarify the type of relationship dynamic we're going into, then what am I doing? Because I'm definitely not about to put myself on hold and put all my energy into one person, but you are talking to numerous other people.
Right, facts.
Right. So that's
And
pretty
you
much
definitely
it.
shouldn't put anything on hold, and, like on hold, and
I don't put shit on hold for
be
people.
exclusive to someone that hasn't said they were going to be exclusive to you.
Absolutely.
'Cause that's
And I think
ridiculous.
sometimes it's easier said than done because you end up finding yourself, yes, clarity is peaceful. Um, I think it's different when I just think it's different when people approach things and it's kind of like I don't know, or there's they don't have the decisiveness, they all over the place, and it's like, well, you just I personally feel like if you don't know what you're trying to do, you don't know what steps you're trying to take, it's like you don't have no clarity or no direction of where you're going, and I'm supposed to follow what exactly? The unknown?
And that's it. That could be a person that leads with emotion. They don't
Right.
have.
And then that's not a good thing because our emotions is roller coaster. So you trying to sign me up for the roller coaster ride? I definitely don't want to get on that shit.
Right. Well,
I
they say
definitely don't
that
want
some
on that
people see
shit.
the red flags and they
And
think
they
it's
see
Six
flags.
Flags,
Yeah, fuck that.
like
Fuck
Great
that.
Adventure, you know.
No, no, no. And then those be the ones that be all heartbroken, like, oh my God, why did he do me on all that? Yeah, because he took you on a ride and that shit went nowhere.
Right.
The ride gonna bring you
Or
right
it
back
took
to the
you
same
it took
spot.
you up and down and around, but you
Yep.
back at the
You end
starting
up at
point,
the same
right?
starting
It's
spot,
dropping you
right? You
off right back
single,
at the point
starting
you
all
got.
over. Yep, with more trauma. Because he done took
Hey,
your ass through
your hair all crazy. Your hair all
it.
crazy. You done lost your wallet because it fell out when you went upside down.
Exactly. So
It's
that's
like
I think this is so big, especially for women. I think that's so big for women to kind of get that through their heads. Like once a man tells you, "Oh, I don't want nothing serious," you could say they saying that in general, or I look at it as with you was silent, and you don't need somebody to tell you more than once that they ain't choosing your ass to be with.
right.
People say ego and pride. I always say this. People say ego and pride is a bad thing, but ego and pride has stopped me from playing a fucking fool with somebody's son. That's all I'm saying. Because as soon as you tell me, oh, I just want some open dynamic,
Right.
cool story. Exit stage left, my guy. Because I could just do that shit while I'm single. I don't even need to be
Yeah, you
fucking with
don't
you to
need to
do
be in a
that.
commitment for open
I don't
dynamic.
need it. Exactly. For all of that, I don't give a
That's
fuck about
where
what your day
like
was.
my feelings with the poly relationships get into play. Why are y'all saying y'all in a relationship?
But this is it. I will say there are some. I think the poly dynamic is a little bit different depending on, because I know married couples and get that engage and stuff like that, and it works for them. Whatever, cool. But I think dating, yeah, I'm not doing that. I will be as a female. I would be better off being single and having a lineup than trying to be committed to one person, because what ends up happening in these open relationship dynamics, they want you to be emotionally invested into them while they can do whatever the fuck they want. And then it's like as soon as your feelings start getting into play, it's like, well, we not in anything serious. You can't question anything, you have no say so in anything, but you are relinquishing your body to this person.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want that dynamic. I can get shit without even giving up coochie. Get the fuck out of here.
So you're not that down bad.
No,
Yeah.
no. Absolutely.
Andrea
Yes, it
Gray
is.
says real poly is based on great communication.
Absolutely. And transparency, not just communication. Because people can
Yes.
always communicate. Like you ask them a question, they'll give you an answer. I think when you're doing those type of dynamics, it's definitely you have to be transparent. You have to be willfully offering up information in order for that other person who's in that dynamic to be comfortable with it. But there's plenty of married couples that swing, that have fun, that do certain things, I guess, to keep their relationship spicy. And I don't see anything wrong with that. But motherfuckers be wanting you to do that with no commitment attached to it. And it's like, no, you don't deserve that part. You don't have, there's no stake for you to get all of that from me. And then when you decide you want a new plaything, you can up and find one. No. Yeah, no.
Exactly. Commitment to uncertainty and deal
And
with
deal
it.
with it. Mm-mm. I think people should know what they're doing, especially when it comes to, we're not kids, we're not kids. And as you had said, I think in our previous episode, if we were all stranded on an island, we would all be compatible with each other because we would have no choice but to deal with the motherfucker that we are left with. It's no different with dating.
Or it's kind of like the Survivor show. If we were stripped of the consumerist lifestyle, you're going to go with the person that has true utility.
Exactly.
Like you're not
You're
gonna
kind of
the man that know how to fish is going to be the man. He's going to be the alpha or know
exactly
how to hunt.
because
The
he's
men that know how to
resourceful.
do those things.
Resources. He's now an asset to anybody that wants to deal with him. And of course, as a man, he would know that. Like, oh, I got the pick of the litter because all these chicks want some fish tonight.
Right.
Yes. Happy to help. Welcome in, Alex. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with an open dynamic. I don't think anything is wrong with the poly dynamic. I just don't think that's for dating.
Hold on. You don't think it's for dating?
Mm-mm. I think if married couples want to do it, that is fine. But I don't think single people should do that.
Oh, okay. So I see. So you're like, establish your foundational commitment first.
Yeah.
And then if you want to expand your circle, expand. But
That's
it's
what
hard
I've been
to
saying.
expand without having a foundation.
It is, because my thing is, if you're committed, that means you both have something that y'all are working towards. That does not have anything to do with the outside world. And I think when couples have something that they're committed to with each other, that's why they stay together, because that's pretty much all a marriage is. You both choose to be committed to each other, period. Now, if I'm doing all of this outlandish shit with a boyfriend, this boyfriend does not have to verbalize, not even boyfriend, because they don't even want to get to that fucking title nowadays. My bad. But imagine just dating somebody and you doing all of these extravagant things with them. You swinging with them, you sharing people with them, all of this. You have no say-so in what they do when they're not in your presence. Because guess what? Y'all have no commitment. They're not obligated to share anything with you. Even though morally they should, they won't, because they don't have to. But now if you are in a committed marriage and you are now trying to do X, Y, and Z, you know for a fact that that can possibly interact with your day-to-day in your home. And you don't want anything that's going to disrupt your home. So you will have clear guidelines on what is tolerable and what is not tolerable. But when you want to be having this open dynamic, in the same time I'm supposed to be getting to know you, in the same time we're supposed to be building something together, that just sounds like straight fucking chaos. At least in my opinion. I can't speak for anybody else. But that's my logic when it comes to those dynamics. So when people initially would speak to me about it, I don't normally share my in-depth details about it, because people will then go into it like, oh, well, she don't mind an open relationship. No, I will always say there needs to be a foundation first. We're not starting off with all the bullshit and then trying to chip away at cleaning it up over time. No, start clear on what the fuck we're doing, what our goals are, what are we, what's this dynamic? We're getting say hypothetically is a marriage. Okay, we're getting married. These are the goals we want to accomplish together as a unit. These are the goals we want to accomplish separately as individuals. Cool. All of those things are now a goal that we're all trying to trying to thrive for. That other shit is just extracurricular activity. We want to go out to do a swinging event. You want to go have your fun. I want to go have my fun. Cool. But there needs to be guidelines and there needs to be some type of structure. And I don't think you can do that when you're just getting to know somebody. That's just me.
Yeah, and I'm a second with Andrea Gray said, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Get your friends up here. If you want to join us on the panel, I'm going to post the link in the comment section, so you're free to join us. You got to have your camera on. If I don't know you, if I know you, you can come with your camera off. But
I can cover my camera off because I can do this in bed. I'm joking.
oh my goodness,
I'm joking.
Also, this is being streamed live to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So I want to thank all the people on all the different platforms for viewing us live right now.
And shout out to everybody who's reached out to me individually and told me they've actually watched our episodes or our clips. I love y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Oh, really? That's
great.
Yeah.
A few people in the chat said, "Oh, I saw y'all videos on TikTok." And I was like, "Really?" It's like, thank y'all for watching. They were like, "I like what y'all were talking about." So shout out to y'all.
That's great. That's definitely great for sure. You know, I know I could pull it up. I believe we got like multiple videos that have over 1,000 views, and that to me is awesome. You know,
that is awesome. And we're on episode 6.
Episode 6.
Okay.
Just keep it rolling. Just keep it rolling.
We got 24 more to debunk those stats of what is
it?
Normally at 30. So
yes, we gotta debunk the stats. We gotta last the year. We gotta last the year.
We gonna do it.
All right, I'm gonna bring my brother Alex up to the chat as well. Bring Alex up. How you doing today, Alex?
What's good, y'all? What's good? Can y'all hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, loud and clear. Hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So I wanted to come on and just comment a little more, of course, on the polyamory that I was hearing Yen speak on and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of what you were saying is very true in the sense of it's not, I'm not gonna say it's not necessarily for the dating realm. It's definitely, it works better in a marriage because, you know, when you're in a marriage, you're locked in. But I will say it is very beneficial in the dating realm because it helps you understand, you know, each dynamic, and you learn from these different dynamics. Because everybody thinks that polyamory means you're just open and you're just going to do everything with everybody, when that's not really the case. The real case is you're just open to understanding, you're open to learning, you're open to change. That's what it really means. And I know, for example, me as a person who's been kind of learning and navigating the whole polyamorous lifestyle, I don't want everything. I just want to be open to listening to everything and seeing which way I navigate in my life will work and benefit what I need to grow forward. Other than that, I don't think polyamory has to be too hard. I don't want, for example, I know for me, I want my person. You know, I want to find that woman that I can, of course, marry and move forward with. But the polyamorous side of me wants to explain to her that I don't want the world. I want you, but I want to be open enough to have conversations with you about different things that we can try outside of just me and you. So it's like if there's something that you like that I can't fulfill, I'm open enough to figure out, hey, what else, where can you get this fulfillment if it's beyond me? I want to not only know, but I want to be able to pour into that to help you, because I feel like if I help you grow in something that you want, you'll appreciate me more, and then you'll give me more of what I need to grow as well.
Okay.
Hey, that sounds great.
It sounds great. Yeah.
That sounds great. I think that type of dialogue is good even in a monogamous relationship. I
Very
think
much so.
the issue is going to be people come with their own agendas regardless of what you decide you want out of a relationship. That
Mm-hmm.
it's it's basically you got to be on the same track to begin with.
Correct.
Right,
Correct.
right, right. But
It's hard to convert someone's mind into being open to the challenges of a relationship when
this,
they're
yeah,
not built to last.
Mm-hmm.
that's true. But I guess where I'm coming from, at least with me, I'm not afraid to have those difficult conversations, to agree to disagree, to figure out where we can, make changes. Because like people are afraid of. I've come across a lot of women that are afraid of me being open, but not understanding that I'm not trying to, like I said, be open with everybody. I just want to be open to the ideas of what we can figure out together. Because there might be something, in the future that I find a woman and she might like something that I don't. But just because she does like that and I don't, that doesn't mean that we're not built for each other. We can still figure out ways to, you know, uh, I don't know, just come together and build off of that.
Okay, you got a question there, Alex. Andrea Gray says, we talked about this before, Alex. Do you feel this translates into your dating life?
What exactly are you saying? What does what translate into my dating life?
I, I have no idea what she's
Yeah.
referring to. Is she,
So
you,
if
you
she's if
know,
she's I'm assuming she's asking how does well about polyamory
right.
translating into my dating life. Um it's hurted a lot, but it's okay that it's hurted because it basically helps me weed out the people that are not for me. You know, so sorry. So yeah, it helps me weed out the people that are not for me. Because I mean, there is a small window of people that might be for me, and when I find that, trust me, they'll get the best of me. But it's okay that it affects my dating life in ways where it's trial and tribulations, or it's me learning. Okay, as I come across people who don't like this, it doesn't make me feel any more upset about it. I'm okay, because at the
Okay.
end of the day, even when monogamous people find their person, that the key is you want to find that one. You're trying to find that needle in the haystack, and that's just the dating life in general. Everybody's always trying to find that needle in the haystack. So am I. It's just that my needle comes with the expectation that you're going to respect my openness as I'm going to respect yours.
Mhm.
What she has another question. Derek Alexander says that sounds good in theory. And then we
Yeah,
have
it
uh
does. I mean, I
it
don't.
does it
It
sounds
does.
ideal. Like
It
I think
does.
the issue I would have with it is the fact that we're
people,
talking
pe-
about adjusting the dynamics before we even lock down the dynamics with ourselves.
as humans, we're always afraid of the unpredictable, and we're always afraid of what we don't know.
Right.
That's just human nature, because you don't know how to operate it, or you don't want to learn how to operate it. You're gonna down talk it, or you're gonna have a lot of fear or hesitation or caution going into it because you don't understand it. But once you grow to open, understand, and learn it, you'll see it can work in your advantage.
I agree to an extent. I think if you're dealing with honest people, this can that dynamic can most definitely work. A lot of people are not honest, and that's the problem. I see people who have, and we know people like this where they have the dynamic where they can bring in extra people. You know, their woman may be attracted to women, and it does not stop people from cheating. Like there's no short, like I think even in these dynamics, depending on who the people are, there's no surefire way to ensure security. And I think that's why nobody really wants to sign up for it when you first are starting to get to know somebody, because I don't know you. I don't know if you're trustworthy. I don't know if you're a man of your word, and vice versa. So it's like I don't want to start a dynamic when I don't know the basic things about your character
Well,
or morals. So it's not about the fear. It's just, it's not logical. It's like throwing $1 million at a complete stranger. I'm just going to use money because we can all relate to money. You have $1 million in your bank account. You're not going to meet a complete stranger and go, hey, you know, you sound like you got a good business plan, but I don't know anything about the businesses you've done before. I don't know if you can actually bring back an investment. I don't even know if you can manage $1 million, but here's my $1 million. Let's see what happens with it. That's kind of equivalent to what
Good,
that
good,
sounds
good,
like
good, good, good
when
analogy.
you're,
I like that.
yeah,
I
when
like that.
you're, when again, to when you're just getting to know someone. So this is why I said, if you're now doing this with a married person, it makes, I'm
yeah,
sorry,
it makes more
when you're
sense.
doing it with
Yeah.
your spouse, it makes more sense because you have enough years under your belt with this person. You know how they operate, you know what they can and can't do, you know what they're capable of for the most part. You know what I'm saying? You have a little bit more guidance on taking this risk or chance with somebody because the outcome is something you can somewhat gauge. It's not to say that there's a surefire way that just because you married somebody, they can't up and leave you 3 years later because they found another person. Like any that can happen in any relationship dynamic, open, closed, whatever the fuck it is.
That
But
is
to
true.
start with someone like that, it's like I don't know if you're even a good person. I don't know
Right.
if you a serial killer. I don't know anything about you. But because I'm being honest, most of us meet people online. So it's like all of those things. For all we know, we could have dated a serial killer in our lifetime and just didn't realize it because we got out. Like, and I'm not saying we did. I'm just using that as an example of if you're meeting people online, it's not like back in the days when y'all met at school. So you guys have mutual friends that can vouch for you. You don't know anything about this person's life. I don't
Uh,
know
t-
your mom. I don't know your, you know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about your upbringing. No one no one who has known you can tell me anything about you because I don't even know them to say that I can trust them. It's a whole different dynamic. So I think if you were doing this with somebody you probably went to school with and you guys were already friends and y'all knew each other, then I think that makes it a little bit easier and a little bit different. But to think that a stranger can come up to me now and be like, so how do you feel about me having a poly open relationship and da 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 da? I'm gonna look at you like you batshit crazy until you get the fuck out of my face.
Hey,
that's
look at
that's
this. I wanted to share this while you said about meeting online. This is
Yes,
a current statistic of
I hate that for us.
percentage of people how couples met from 1930s to 2024, and they're saying,
I mean,
look at the percentage. It's just
Yeah,
online. It's just
online
it's
also
taking
includes
over.
though, like think about it. You use your phone all the time, so I see why that statistic is so high. It's easier to just friend somebody or go on a dating app and meet them versus doing it in person. But
correct.
yeah, back to what you were saying though on this last thing that I guess I want to address in terms of polyamory. I guess where people also get confused with polyamory versus even monogamy. Monogamy, you're still committing to one person. Polyamory, you can commit to people in polyamorous relationships too. But the only difference is with poly, or at least what you're supposed to be in poly, is transparent. You're supposed to be open and comfortable enough to, like I said, have these mature conversations and understand and navigate where you guys are going. Don't like I wouldn't be with me practicing because I'm not going to say I'm fully poly because I don't even have a foot to really say that I'm poly. I don't have anybody, but for me to practice it, I have to understand that, hey, I got to be open. I have to be transparent. I have to just let people know who I have in my life, what's going on in my life, and I want to give them their options to see if this is for them or go about their merry way. But at the end of the day, whoever I choose to move forward with, will always get clear understanding with me. And if they're able to help me as well build, I can easily close my door from polyamory to be I'm not gonna say monogamous, like monogamous completely 100, but I can definitely close the door to where me and my partner, me and my person, me and my future, we choose together what we decide. Especially if, like I said, this person's giving me that type of reassurance to make me feel like there's nothing else I need out here.
Like Abdullah says, he missed the mid 90s, 95 to 2000s were the great times. And
I was too young to enjoy that era, but I'm
I
jealous
would
of
agree.
everyone who
Those
had.
times are basically the beginning of the internet. Internet was like 95, 96,
Okay.
and no social media. It was still like
Oh,
they were
life
just
was good.
life was good.
You know what? I
But that's
think
because people
social
could get away with
media
cheating in
was
those days, and there was no social media to catch them.
that too. And I think also why I would say social media was even amazing when it did start. I think when social media started to get trashed was when they made it to where people could monetize. Once social media became a thing where you can make money off of it, that's when the whole dynamic of social media
Yes,
changed.
it's
Because
changed.
I remember when Facebook was just your friends,
College
your
kids, yeah.
family, yeah. Or and Instagrams you used to share photos and things like it was more personal. It was more real to me at that point in time. But now everybody is done up. Everybody's doing it because they want the likes, they want the views. So I think them making it monetized is what really just destroyed the shit out of it. Because when it was fun, it was fun.
Right, for sure. I think
I mean,
also if you want to
mm,
look at it as before social media, the dating pools were smaller. Like now, people think they can date the whole world. It's like
yes, proximity is
anybody
no
is in
longer a
the
thing.
dating pool.
Yes,
Whereas before social media, it was like your dating pool is as far as your gas tank will allow you to go.
absolutely. I mean, I
And,
think that was a good thing and also a bad thing because if you grow up in a not so nice neighborhood, your pool is trash.
but
So
still,
that was
you're gonna
my
make the
thing.
best out of the situation.
Yeah, you absolutely do. And I did 5 years of that bullshit. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. I did 5 years of that bullshit. And guess what? When I had the opportunity to now date people that live at a distance, my dating and my qualities of people improved. The
Right.
dynamics changed. So yes, I do miss meeting people in person. So I will say I signed up for Meetup. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that
I've
app.
used Meetup. I'm a part of a
Yes.
Meetup group.
So I haven't joined a group officially, but there is a tech event that they have on Fridays, and I'm gonna be going to my first one. It was supposed to be last Friday, but I ended up doing something else. So this Friday I'm gonna go to my first one. They have something. There's a lot of pickleball meetups. I don't know what the fascination is about pickleball, but I played tennis in high school, so I'm eager to check out pickleball because I heard that it's similar to ping pong and tennis.
Okay.
So I don't
I've
know.
never heard of it, so I would have
Pickleball,
to
yeah,
Google it.
it's on like a tennis court, but they instead use a smaller paddle and it's a little bit different, like the way the ball bounces. We'll have a sidebar on that shit. I'm not about to go through a whole pickleball one-on-one. But I see a lot of people are attending it, and there's a lot of black men that are actually playing fucking pickleball.
Hey,
So I'm going to learn and
you
meet
gotta
people.
get in shape. Well, you don't have to get in shape, but if you can find something you enjoy to do and it's exercise is a benefit, that's great.
Why not?
And then also like being in meetup groups, the key is to actually enjoy what is happening there, not to just
Correct.
seek out people.
Correct.
Because like how I found out about meetup was through my love for riding my motorcycle. So there's a
Okay.
motorcycle group instead of being a part of a motorcycle club
I
where
see.
you gotta be initiated in.
Yeah.
There was just people that wanted to ride together with a group. That was like, hey,
Nice.
we all meet at this gas station and then we go
Hey,
for
y'all
a
ride
ride.
out. I
Yeah.
like that.
And I rode with them for at least 5, 6 years.
Good.
But it
See, I
was a
think
group,
that's
and it
dope.
was all ages. All ages,
Nice.
all races, different bikes. It was a good
See,
time.
and that's how you change the people within your proximity. I think that's the best way to do it. You find people with mutual interests, or you just exploring and maybe find a new interest. But I think that's very helpful for sure.
Right. Because I
Black Abdullah.
recently found a new group of people uh, that have love for pro wrestling. So
Whoa, that's your
so
tribe right there.
that's my tribe. So I went to an event. They had it at seafood restaurant for
Oh,
the
nice.
Royal
Yeah.
Rumble. And so we
Okay.
up there eating seafood, drinking
Wa-
beer, yelling at the
Watching it.
screen. It was
Dope,
it was amazing. It was amazing.
dope.
Yeah.
Black Abdullah said he rather play badminton. Funny, my aunt used to. My aunt to this day she still has it, but my aunt used to play that with us when we were younger. I don't know if she ever did it with my son, but she definitely did it with me. And to my knowledge, she still has the same racket and bird. Um, yeah, that was my sport. Tennis and volleyball. Those two things were the most fun for me as far as sports go. It's not on the
I
screen yet.
No, I just wanted to cue it up
Okay.
because for some reason when you go to the Instagram videos and start you click on them, they start playing without sound. Like
Yeah,
what is up with that?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Right. And so there's 4 categories. There's happily married, there's unhappily married, there's happily single, and there's unhappily single. What no one ever talks about is a large group of people who are happily single. Right. And what he found when he looked at those people is that they had a robust set of friends to hang out with. So while they were technically and legally single, they didn't feel lonely.
Yeah.
Right, we see this with a lot of women. They travel out the country together.
Yeah.
They have a prayer group in the morning. They're part of women black girls who cycle. Right. They're in an entrepreneurship group. Right. They have a number of friends that have deep, intimate conversations that come over the house. So they're not lonely. Anytime they want companionship, they have it. Even if they want masculine energy, they know where to go to get attention from men. And if the right one they'll go on a date. They may not want to get married. It may not lead to marriage, but they get everything that they need, right? So they're not lonely. They live by themselves. Happy single people, which is never talked about, right? And so there's 4 categories. There's happily married.
Okay. So
Yes.
Black Abdullah. I was trying to give a new look on the screen today. No glasses, but
No glasses.
I got them close by just in case I need to read something. I got them close by. I got them close by for sure. And I think the reason why happily single people aren't addressed is because there's nothing to gain from addressing them.
So
Like you can't monetize happily single people.
I think you can monetize happily single people. I just think everyone has been force fed this narrative that you have to have a person. You're not complete if you don't have a person. Like you'll see women or even men who will post up online like how they're happy, they're not with someone. And the first thing people think to do is like, oh, you're not in a relationship, something must be wrong with you, and da 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 da. And it's like, no, it's not always, people are not always single because something is wrong with them. Sometimes people are single because they would just rather be single than deal with some bullshit just to say they have someone. And like he said, a lot of people are fulfilled in other areas of their life to where it's like, I'm not actually lonely. I might not be in a relationship, but I have companionship with people. You know, I
Yeah,
have
for sure.
connection with people. I speak to people on a daily basis, you know, sometimes too much. But you know, it's like when you have those type of things in your life, it does make being single a lot more comfortable. And I think the longer you're single, it makes you kind of addicted to the peace that comes with it, because you don't answer to anyone. You don't have to report your time and effort. If you don't want to answer your phone and you just want to sleep in all day, no one is accusing you of doing something because you're not picking up your phone. It's a calm that you just feel. And I'm not trying to promote people to not be in relationships. I think if you want to be in a relationship, you should. But I think if you are happy with being single, you do not need the outside world trying to tell you how to live your life. Be happy in what it is you're doing. You ain't have to call me out like that, Black Abdullah.
Hey, you know, some people, she not on the bandwagon. She just lived really close to it. You know, if Brooklyn had a football team, it may be different.
So I'm not an actual football fan. As I said at the beginning of the episode, I watched the Super Bowl for the halftime show. But I am a new South Jersey resident, and everyone, because we're so close to Philadelphia, is an Eagles fan. So I could not. I'm like, I wanted to go all out with my outfit. I'm a themed person. I love doing themed events or costumes or dress up. So I'm like, you know, it's a Super Bowl. I want to do a Super Bowl type of vibe. So I asked my friend to tell me like what jersey to get, what number to get. And he's a Kansas City fan. So he sends me a bunch of Kansas City shit. And I'm like, oh, you trying to get me killed in Pennsylvania? So I had to run last minute to get this shirt made. And that's pretty much how I'm a fake Philadelphia fan. Sorry. I just was there for the halftime show. I was there for drinks, wings, and the halftime show.
Say, I was a Kendrick Lamar fan. That's the only thing
I am a Kendrick. Oh yeah,
for.
let's clarify. I am a Kendrick Lamar fan.
Let's just be honest. We was watching.
I am a Kendrick Lamar fan. I was there for Kendrick. I don't to this day, and they just won the Super Bowl. I still can't tell you not one fucking player. None. Don't know. I don't even know the fucking quarterback.
I think. Don't get me the line. I can't name one of them either.
I only know beard guy on the other team.
Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback for KC, I believe.
I don't know who that is. See, the one I was going to say, his name, the one that's dating Taylor Swift. I only know him because of the controversy of him dating Taylor Swift. Oh, I'm lying. I do know a name. Jalen
Hurts is the quarterback for Phillies.
Right. So I do know the quarterback. All right. I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
I know the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know him because they did that. What did you say about my brother? About my brother, that shit.
Travis Kelce, that's the guy that's dating Taylor Swift.
There you go.
But the controversy isn't that he dating Taylor Swift. The controversy is that he left black women to date Taylor Swift.
Oh, no. I know that part. I knew when he was with the black girl. Like, that's the only thing I knew about him. He went from being with a black girl to being with Taylor Swift.
Multiple black women. He wasn't with just one.
I don't think so from what I saw, his lineup used to always just be black women. And then he just did a 360 and went Tay-Tay. Hey.
Well, she is a billionaire, so it's different.
I mean,
I don't know. But Taylor Swift also is the type to where she hasn't been married. She uses all her ex-boyfriends to make new albums.
Yeah,
you know, that's her album material when she had that breakup. You know,
I don't get how she don't get feedback for all her man hating songs. But they give Beyonce so much shit for writing Independent Woman years ago. That's interesting. I'll be honest, I don't listen to Tay-Tay. I'm sorry to all the Tay-Tay fans out there that I probably am going to regret saying this shit. But anyway, I don't listen to Tay-Tay. I think the only album I've ever glanced at was the one that was 1989, and that was because I was born the same year as her.
Right. I don't know any of the songs.
And I can't tell you a song off that shit.
I can't tell you none of her songs.
Me
I
either.
just know.
Oh
I
wait,
know,
no,
like,
you know,
the
I'll
business
never,
side of it.
ever, ever that part, and that's because they played the fuck out of that shit.
Because she re-recorded all her music so she could have her masters, because she was like in a situation where they were screwing her out of the money.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's the workaround that a lot of musicians have been doing in the past couple of years. Like, if they have a hit song that
they're
they
remastering it,
they re-record the song under their own imprint.
Mm-hmm.
So when they go to licensing deals, they ask people to get my license and not the
other ones
license.
That makes sense. They said she's he has a baby with her. That his baby mother is black and is an OnlyFans streamer. I thought she was a journalist.
Hey, she could have started off as a journalist and then,
moved over into OnlyFans. I'm not doing OnlyFans if my baby daddy in the damn NFL. I'd have been over there like, yo, put Fanatics on. We need to do a partnership deal. Like, that should have been some beneficial shit over there. But anyway.
Wow.
More power to anybody who get it how you live. So it's just get it how you live.
Let's see.
I sent a lot of shit. I don't know what we looking at next.
David Banner. I watched that entire episode of the.
I can't wait to watch it. Oh my god.
It's how can I put it? It's good for men. To me, it's a good show for men starting out.
Oh, okay.
It's entry level.
Okay, but maybe they get more advanced as the episodes go along.
Well, I think what they're trying to do is make it's setting a platform for men to be comfortable having group conversations, because like what they're doing, it is basically barbershop talk outside the barbershop. And the fact that a lot of men barbershops are no longer the hubs in our communities, because for the most part, we don't just huddle around one venue anymore like we used to in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I believe that nothing happened to David Banner, Black Abdullah. I'll play the video so you can hear what I'm talking
about the show that he's now a part of, and oh my god, that man.
No, he was just on that one episode. There is a rotation of people
of guests.
Oh,
okay. Because I thought I saw 2 different clips and he was in it, but I just want them to. Oh, he's so fine. Oh, this gorgeous. Cool.
He's lost a lot of weight too.
Yes, he did. First off, David Banner, for the past couple decades, has just been getting finer and finer. The salt and pepper, it does it for me.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you have that.
I'll start making googly eyes.
Hey, you're not on the camera, so.
Okay, good.
About 4 or 5 years ago, people didn't even notice. I got really, really sick. And I looked up and realized I didn't have children and I didn't have a lot of sustainable relationships. And it bothered me only because I thought that I wanted what other people wanted. But what I had before was real peace. In our loneliness, sometimes our faith, and we don't know it and we don't connect it to that, it's actually bouncing back and forth because we start wanting some of the things of the world.
That's good.
But spiritually, think how powerful it is when we don't really need nobody but ourselves. I just told you this.
Yeah.
If loneliness is a problem, then schedule your friends like you schedule a business meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Schedule time with your mother the same way you schedule going to see that lawyer.
Yep.
I told him, bro, if you got your friend, put them in the books.
Yep.
Put them in your phone the same way you prioritize other things. When I started prioritizing my mental health, when I started saying no and being okay with it, some of that loneliness went away because I put time into relationships.
Mhm.
See, we get lonely, but we don't want to do the work. Part of the problem and the reason why we get angry at people, the reason why we hate on people, the reason why we lonely is because we really don't know what we want. How can God bless you with anything if you don't even know what you want? I got sick about.
So
That's a fact.
yo, I think I agree with him on that sentiment, especially the fact that you get to a point that as a black man, you get to the point to where you're quote unquote successful, or you're not even successful, but you obtain the goals that your childhood goals. You was like, this is what I want to do when I grow up. You did it. Now what? And the fact that you have accomplished those goals and you no longer have a North Star to shoot towards, it puts you in a position where now you feel like, oh, it's lonely at the top. Now you start reaching for other things to supplement that loneliness, and now you're like, that's not really what you want. Like, you were perfectly fine with what you have, but it's just the fact that you didn't realize what came with what you have. You know, that pursuit was like, okay, now, you living good now. What, by yourself?
Right. I think
what?
that Derek said, hold on.
Oh, I got
Did
it.
I do that?
No, I got it.
Okay. Derek said he missed the barbershop, but not the prices.
Oh, yeah. Why you think I shave my head by myself? You know, I only go to the barbershop if it's a wedding. Like, if it's a wedding or like something where I know a professional photographer is going to be deliberately taking pictures of me, then I'll go to the barbershop. But other than that, I'm not going to the barbershop because they charging $100 now. They charge a whole $100.
It is a lot.
And sure. I look at places like growing up, my godmother had a barbershop and beauty salon connected. So it was one of those situations where people would intentionally hang out at the
barbershop.
Barbershop because we wanted to see the ladies. It was like, oh, we going to sit there and chop it up while they getting their hair done. You may get a date after her hair done.
This is true. Oh my God. Fun fact, I actually hated that. Because when I started my locks, the lady that was doing my locks, she worked in the back of a barbershop. For men, y'all don't worry about it, but it's just for women, at least for me. You going in the barbershop on a Friday evening to go get your locks retwisted, and you just got to do the walk in front of all the guys before you finally make it to your hairstylist. I hated it.
But we be respectful though.
They were always respectful.
We'll be like this. We'll be quiet. We'll let you walk.
But that's the problem. I wish y'all would just keep the conversation going as is, because when you walk through, it's like you can hear a fucking pin drop. The only thing at that point in time is the music, whatever music they got in the background going, or if the TV's on, but everybody else is just like,
we showing respect.
Damn, women just feel like
you would feel some type of way.
Feel like
if
walking
you
the place
into a room full of men and they said they just act like you weren't there. You would feel some type of way.
But goddamn, I hated it. Even when I had to start taking my son to get his haircuts, I hated it because I had to sit there while he got his hair cut. But then I got cool with his barber. Shout out to Pablo in Brooklyn. I got comfortable with his barber that I would just start dropping my son off and leaving. Like, hey, just text me when I got to pick him up. I would go get my nails done or something else done, so I didn't have to sit in there. But yeah,
because if you sit in there, you know they're gonna holler.
I
I'm
hated
like,
sitting in there.
What you here with? Which war is yours? Which war?
I hated it, every bit of it. So
let me go ahead and pay for his haircut for you. Let me go ahead and pay
oh
for it.
Lord.
You know.
Oh Lord.
Keep your money in your pocket. Your money no good up in here when I'm here.
See, that's what. Oh gosh, I just hated
you
it.
know that's old school right there.
It's always an older guy. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you.
He got the Lincoln. He got the old school Lincoln. He got the box Lincoln. Lincoln Town car. He got the box
Shout out
Lincoln.
to the old heads that don't still admire approaching women. I think that is such a lost art. I miss it.
Right.
I do miss that. I think that's something we need to bring back. I want us to bring back approaching people, approaching strangers, and sparking convo with strangers. Not in a barbershop. Because it just feels like a spotlight.
I think it's a skill that is developed through sales. Like, I think all kids should have like a sales job.
Or a public speaking class or something to where they can just be comfortable engaging with people, because my mother never paid for my
Now, I told you that's old school. Old school. We gonna give the barber. We gonna be like, we gonna give the barber a little $15-$20. Let me holler at you. Let me go ahead and get that number. What you doing after this? What you doing? You got his haircut. Is he over 12? He can stay at the house by himself. Let's go ahead and get something to eat.
This is so true.
You know, or I'm gonna have my Mitsubishi Eclipse. I'm gonna come with the old school.
Not the Mitsubishi.
And go to the park, go to the tennis court. You know, we're gonna go with. Got the 5.0 Mustang. We gonna show off.
I cannot. Definitely don't miss those days. Now it's crazy because we moved out here, and I let someone cut his hair one time out here, and I hated it. It wasn't, you know what? Let me not say that. I didn't hate it. It was just not what I was used to. So he commutes to Brooklyn every now and again to go get his hair cut by Pablo, because Pablo hair is just different. I firmly understand now why men say they don't cheat on their barbers, because he's not even my barber, and I don't even want to find a new one. He's been cutting my son's hair since he was 2. And JoJo's 16 now, so yeah, I can't see me. It's been hard to find a replacement. That's all I'm saying. So
yeah,
I will never judge men when they say they don't cheat on their barbers anymore.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if I go to a new area, I will get a haircut from a new barber if I see him cut someone before me.
Else's.
Like, I gotta see all of them cut. I gotta.
Yeah.
If they just sitting there chilling, no heads. Yeah, I can't walk in.
I'm not dealing with you.
I'm not dealing with none of y'all.
Yeah.
That barber that's sitting in his seat, you ain't got no hustle to you. You know, you supposed to be outside with flyers or something, handing out business cards. You know,
or at least giving discount cuts or something to bring your, your clientele up to get started. Yeah. I rely on shout out to Pablo again. He has an app that he uses called The Cut. And you can actually find local barbers on that app. It's like a style seat for barbers.
Right. And I use Style Seat.
Yeah. So I use Style Seat for myself, but we use The Cut when it comes to his barber. So if anybody is in Brooklyn or in that area and you guys are looking for a really, really dope barber, download The Cut app and check out Pablo.
Okay. I'm trying to pull up the next video because we gotta cover this video about with the young lady talking about women's interests and effort.
Okay.
Chart.
Let's see. Oh yes, I like.
Please
that.
stop spending your money on these women, taking them on dates, buying them gifts, trying to impress them. They don't like you, okay? And it's a terrible financial mistake. Let me show you why. Let's start by saying that this concept should be very well understood by everyone, okay? I'm just going to show you mathematically why it's an awful decision.
I wish I could zoom into this so people could see.
What we can do is when we finish uploading, we can start sharing the video links if people want to go back to view it.
Right, because
that can be something we can do so people can actually look at it themselves, because I thought that chart was genius.
Yes, this chart is pretty genius.
Yeah.
So we're just going to start off with literally a basic relationship plane. All right. So right here, this is the line that shows what a woman will expect from you, what she will try to make you do to win her over or spend time with her, have access to her in any regard. Okay. And yes, it is downward sloping. This one means attraction level, how much the woman likes you. That could be sexually, romantically, anything that is driving her to want to have access to you. Okay. So obviously, attraction level and expectation, they have an opposite relationship, right? Inverse relationship. So the more a woman is attracted to you, the less she will expect from you. So, okay, maybe you didn't buy her the perfect gift that she wanted, but she's just happy you thought about her at all. Okay. Or maybe, you didn't spend $200 on that date like social media says you're supposed to. You only spent $50, but really she's just happy to be there. Okay. So please stop spending your money on these.
Yeah.
She's not wrong.
This is where she's not wrong. I agree with you 100%. The problem is men have to realize it's like we don't take into accountability what our range is.
Yes.
So it's like I don't know exactly who is attracted to me, so I'm shooting my shot at everybody. So in essence, you're on that low interest side of the scale because you haven't deciphered the essentials of knowing that her interest is high in you.
But I think that kind of goes back to what she just said, though, because interest, if she's interested in you,
right.
She's interested in you. She's not going to have that laundry list of expectations that she would for a person she doesn't like. If the expectations are super, super, super high, there's a chance that they don't like you. A high chance. Because if a person likes you, they just want to spend time with you. They don't care where that time is being spent. So it goes back to if you wanted to go have a picnic, you wanted to go to a museum, if a person actually likes you, they're not going to be like, oh, he took me to Cheesecake Factory. You get what I'm saying? It becomes those, because it's like, are you going out with the person because you like the person, or are you going out because of where they're taking you? Those expectations only, I can tell you now, probably 99.9% of women put the laundry list of expectations on the niggas they don't like, or the men they don't like.
Yes,
yes. It's like
we not use the N-word. We trying to get monetized out here. You know,
my bad. How are you too, bro?
Like you gonna get us booted off.
Brownsville came out a little bit. My bad.
You gonna get booted off the internet already. It's only episode 6. Come on.
Yeah, like if a girl likes a dude, she will settle for Netflix and fucking chill. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying that there's plenty of women that I know that have probably never been on dates, that probably only went to Applebee's for dates because of whatever they feel they get from the person that they like. They're satisfied with that. They don't care how much it costs. They don't care where it comes from. None of that matters. But I do think
how much it costs anyway because they're not paying for it.
Well, they may not know what it costs, but they do care if they're sitting there dictating where you're taking them. Because again, a person that you know heart of heart, like she's head over heels, she like you, she finds you attractive. If you pull up to the Cheesecake Factory, she's not going to be sitting there talking about, you took me to the Cheesecake Factory. She's just not doing that.
Right. And hello, Miss Tiff. She says she
Hey,
agrees
Tiff.
with Asha. I never complained about a restaurant where a dude took me to.
Yeah, it's true. We make we fuck up as women when we make those exceptions for the dudes we like, because I think we just did another video when they were talking about your type not being the person that's actually going to provide you what it is you want. Like, your type is probably going to just string you along, waste your time and all that good shit. Whereas the man who's not your type, the one who keeps calling, who you don't have to fight for his effort, you're not paying him any mind because there's no challenge there for whatever reason. I think people just like the challenge on both sides. But yeah, if she got a laundry list of where you have to take her or how much you have to spend on a date, you might as well not even go out with her. Because she'll be happy with a stroll in the park.
Right.
I'm not saying be low effort. Like, I'm not saying not to put forth effort, but effort for somebody who's looking to date you should just be time.
Hey, Black Abdullah, you say you don't eat Cheesecake Factory or Red Lobster, but
yeah, I don't personally like those places either. But
what type is it? Because it's chain restaurants, or is it because you
the
just
food is shit?
like seafood, or
the food is shit. Cheesecake Factory, the food is shit. It's gone down. It was good at one point in time because my aunt used to take me there when I was a kid, or like teenage years, and I thought that shit was some fast, some big chain shit at that point in time. But I would actually be fine with somebody taking me to a mom and pop spot that probably doesn't even cost as much, but the food is good. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be it don't got to be Chop House. It don't got to be, a 5 Michelin star restaurant to have the same effect. It could be a nice place with good ambiance. I prefer making the biscuits at home.
Hey, I gotta agree with Tiff. I order me a dozen of those biscuits. It's like $5. You can get them to go. You can get the biscuits to go.
Fogo de Chao.
Yeah, Fogo. Yeah, for sure.
Fogo
but yeah, you don't have to do that. You shouldn't be going to Fogo. But
not for a first date. Like,
not
somebody,
for no first date, no.
We did, I think on our first episode we talked about this, where it was like y'all are taking women to places people celebrate their 20th anniversary of marriage. People who you're not supposed to be spending that. $200 on a date is not normal. Like,
right. If the waiter asks you what you here for, are you celebrating something? You're at the wrong venue if for a date. If the waiter is asking, are you celebrating something?
Yeah, I'm not saying take her to get a biggie bag, but you could do something more simple.
Fogo's has all day happy hour. Take her to the bar
area. That is a good option. Happy hours are great. I think people who do the happy hour dates are very smart. Because you're not spending a whole lot of money. And I think you just need a space where you guys can talk, interact. I prefer more interactive dates. Right. Like we do an escape room
play pool or bowling or something.
Yeah, something where we can actually interact, talk in between, laugh. Just not, there's no added pressure to perform.
Right.
So I fully agree with her video and what she said. And as me having a son, y'all motherfucking, y'all little girls ain't about to be taking advantage of my child.
Yes.
I got a son, so I be putting him
could
up
you
on
repeat
game.
that? Say it again clean, just
I
so we can get the
said-
clip. So we get the clip. Because you
But yeah, I'm raising a son, so I try to put him up on game. Don't sit here and trying to be, providing all these fancy dining experiences for women. Don't be tricking on none of these girls who want to take advantage. You take the girl who's pouring into you out to those places, and only those people, because a girl that likes you or a woman that likes you has no problem investing in you too. That's a good idea, Drea, but I ain't doing that if I just met you.
right. She
Nah,
not
if it's
eating there
maybe like,
cooking and she don't know
yeah,
you.
if it's maybe date 2 or 3 and we've been talking for a while, yeah, I think that's a cool little nightcap. We could start the night off. Actually, we can end the night there if I'm being technical. Like, it could literally be you cook, we go back, heat up the food, we can sit down, we can eat after we've done whatever activity, or in reverse. But damn, I lost it. You're gonna have to
This
get the clip with the
conversation is
context.
good because I want to add this along to that a clip that you posted a while ago about the minister saying hold on, wait, is it about
Even though we could curse nowadays, we ain't being censored like we used to. If I could see somebody hold coochie on the TV, we can cuss on YouTube, damn it.
right? I was just wanting to do that for the clip, just so we can get the clip, for TikTok or something like that. It may. But this goes to. Okay, so we were talking about the level of interest versus the expectations. So, okay, I want to play this video. We could just hear the sound because I want you to also see if this would apply here, because I think it does. You may disagree.
I don't think a woman should ever marry a man that does not have a mind to 100% provide for her. If you sit down and you have a conversation with a man as a woman and he's sitting there, he's bringing up 50-50, I want you to come up with 50, I'm gonna come up with, he's not a masculine man. If I were a woman, I would dismiss any man that came up with a conversation about 50-50 because he's lacking somewhere in terms of his masculinity.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. So, oh man,
actually, I disagree with him 100%.
I don't, because he's talking about marriage. We're talking about dating. 2 different dynamics.
But
so,
okay,
it's 2 different dynamics. Definitely.
Okay, this is where this is hot, because I feel like if for one, I think it's wrong to attach masculinity or femininity to money. You don't determine, huh?
Why?
I think it's wrong because everyone that's saying high value men aren't masculine. That's not true.
So I think his sense is about, so his thing was, he basically said you should not want to be with a man who's not looking to provide for you, or a man who's looking for you to go 50-50. I do agree with him because here's the thing. Men do not want masculine women. That's the narrative that we all speak of. So if you're now requiring your woman to do half of the job you're supposed to be doing, you're literally putting her in that position that you don't want her to be in.
What I'm saying, I agree with you to an extent. What I am saying is the majority of men in this world are not in a position to where they can sustain a household off one income.
But why? Because men back in the days did it with a whole lot less. And then that brings the conversation as to, well, why aren't men looking to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want a family,
but if you just a janitor, you a janitor.
2, 3. No, my dad was a janitor. He still bought a house, had a wife, paid most of the bills. My brother, he works for New York City Housing Authority. His wife does not work. Do they have an extravagant lifestyle? Absolutely not. but he is the primary breadwinner. I think you absolutely can do it. It just determines what the amount you make will determine the lifestyle your family can have.
And
You get what I'm
also, it
saying?
would determine the quality or
Of woman you can get.
you woman that
Absolutely.
you could get, because then it'll go back to the
Absolutely.
chart, the dating chart of, if she really likes you, the
Exactly.
expectation won't be as high. So this is like
Exactly.
this is the issue of men choosing the right woman, is like, if she was right for you, your salary wouldn't matter. She
Correct.
would understand that this is what it is.
I agree. And I think it's doable. I mean, the dynamic of the household, because I know a lot of men in my family who have that dynamic, honestly, where they pay most of the bills. They're not doing 50-50. And the downside to that is, because they have to pull so much weight, they do a lot. They're oftentimes working a lot. They're not in the house as often. You know what I'm saying? They're probably working multiple jobs to bring in that income. So it is doable. I just don't think a lot of men want to do it now. And I think the 50-50 is almost.
I think it's for our age group is different, because we're at an age where we're not building our families with people. We either already have our family, or we're not interested in having a family.
Pretty much.
So it's like
different.
What am I? We're trying to go with a traditional mindset, and we're already outside of the traditional scope.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want the traditional lifestyle, then you just need to have those things in place for that lifestyle. But I do think a lot of people, because I'm not going to make it a man thing, I think a lot of people want to have their cake and eat it too in this day and age, because it's like, oh, I want her to come with 50-50, but I also want her to submit to me and operate. And I'm not saying you can't submit doing 50-50. I'm just speaking on the difference in what women were able to provide then compared to what women are able to provide now. You're talking about a woman who was home 365, 24/7 at all times. So yeah, she can cook for your kids, she can keep your house clean, she can fuck you out on anytime you want or whenever she won't. You know what I'm saying? Because her day is now home. Whereas a woman who has to now work 8 hours, 40 hours a week, she's home how many hours? You know what I'm saying? She has to sleep for 18. So 16 of her hours are pretty much already accounted for out of the 24. And then she's still supposed to cook, clean, fuck you on demand, and come up with 50-50. And you expect her to be at the door excited and, oh my God.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. I totally
this
understand.
Is why I said you can't be dating a person where you can't be marrying somebody that with that dynamic who wants that basically a 50-50. And
right.
The only thing I do want to add one more thing that I noticed with my white coworkers. They go to college, they get degrees, and they work. The moment they get married, the moment white women get married and go on and they work up until probably some of them will stop working after they get married. I've known other women that once they get pregnant, they stop working. So they kind of got it. They got the notion of what it's supposed to be. When you are a single person and you have to take care of yourself, or you're expected to take care of yourself, them women will work all the hours under the fucking sun. But the moment her husband comes into play and a baby comes into play, that man has it set up to where his wife is now able to be on maternity leave. She might come back for a month, and then by the time you look, she's put it in her letter of resignation. She's gonna get every single benefit under the fucking sun that she needs to get, but her husband is not requiring her to be pregnant, working 8 hours, and coming home and cooking meals and doing all of this. If that is what women want, they need to stay with the man they started having children with. Well, we're talking about people who are looking to have families, not people that already have families. Because to say that for me,
Yeah,
when my
yeah.
child is about to be an empty nester,
You
why would
about
I
to be
go
an
back?
empty
I'm
nester,
about to
not
be
your
an empty
child.
nester.
Not
I'm
your
sorry,
child.
yeah. I'm about to be an empty nester. Well, he about to be an empty nester because I told him I'm ready to clear it. So, but yeah, my point is I don't really get your point with that, Derek, because like, I mean, for my kid, he's about to be grown. You know, he graduates high school next year.
No, I
So
think what
I
he's
guess if it's a
saying
younger people with
is for
younger
younger
kids,
people. Like if you want to have a husband and have a family, you know.
I think that's bullshit though, because I know a lot of stepfathers too. I had a stepfather. There's a lot of people who are raised by step parents in this country. A lot. I think this whole notion of not having stepfathers is a new generational thing, and I think it's bullshit. But to each his own. I think if you don't want to be a stepfather, you're not obligated to. But let's not act like there are not countless families that are not blended and didn't start because two
No,
other people came together.
I agree that stepfathers were a thing. I just feel as though in this modern time, men don't feel valued enough to take on that role.
Men don't feel valued even when they're valued. So I'm sorry,
Right.
but
So no, hey,
I'm gonna
that
hit
is
it with
true.
this
That
higher
is true. But
violence.
no, but you're right. So the
Because
fact
I
that
don't think
they
men
don't
even know how to identify if they're being valued. Because I don't think they've had enough good relationships in their lives to even know what that looks like.
right, but in the past that was different.
Yeah, because in the past there was more commitment, there was more intention, there was a lot more different dynamics than the mentality that's out now. Everybody now is for self. Everyone is looking to build individually. And a time before when you knew the benefits of building with another person took you further than doing it independently, those people didn't give a fuck about you having a kid. Or women who don't give a damn about having a kid. Like those things don't matter when you're in certain situations, but we think we're out of it now. So that's why we operate in a selfish manner now. Now they've condemned mothers, and it's like, you do know you can have a child of your own with this person and it not be an issue and it still be a healthy dynamic. So you disqualify a chunk of people that may be healthy for you on the fact that they had a kid years prior to you coming in. I think that's stupid. Are we telling people who husbands go off into the military and die? Oh, what do you do in that situation? Are women who child fathers are no longer around, no longer existing, are they less dateable? I don't really get the dynamic. Because we wouldn't tell a widow, oh, you should be by yourself because you have a child with somebody else. Regardless of how the dynamic ended, it ended. I don't get why a widow is more desirable than a single mother. It's the same shit. It's still another person's kid that you have to take care of. As long as the dynamic isn't toxic, I don't really get the issue.
I
don't get it.
I can see if it's drama. It's a level of cap that's involved. It's a level of cap.
It is a lot.
I wish I had my pile of hats. So
it is.
It is a level of cap because, like in your example of a widow and a single mother, like they're, like you said, they're equally.
It's no different dynamic.
It's not a different dynamic, and for the man that doesn't have children, he probably will look at them as the same.
Right, Tiff. I get what you're saying, but that's not always the dynamic where you have, just because someone is a single mother doesn't mean you have to deal with another person. And it doesn't mean that it has to be drama. And it doesn't mean that it has to be something negative. For all you know, if it's a situation where two people are okay co-parenting and everything is running smoothly, you have say so. You live in the household with this person, because I'm assuming we're talking about a wife. You know,
right?
I don't really get it. You just disqualify people with stupid shit and propaganda that the internet has been putting out as of lately. But cool story. Follow the leader.
Hold on. This goes into a
Because I'm gonna be
conversation.
showing my ass. I just want y'all to know. As soon as next year come around and people be talking about, oh, I have kids, I'll be like, you low value. I can't date you. I'm joking. I'm being a sarcastic asshole.
No, do it. Do it. Do it.
I'm not.
I would say, especially if they got young kids, be like, yo, I did my time. I got my strike.
Like, can you imagine me with a now grown adult kid and a man coming up to me with like a 10-year-old and me telling him, oh, you're no, you're low value. Go back to your baby mama.
Do it.
Ooh, now we fall back for rights. I love when people use this as an bullet, as this excuse. Derek, first off, my family came to this country long after that bullshit even happened. But second off, that's not what tore up the families. That's not why women fought for rights. We didn't fight for rights to compete with men. We fought so that we can buy a house. We fought so that we can have a bank account. We fought so that we could be treated as humans. Nobody was fighting so we can compete with men. And I'm being technical. If I'm being honest, there's only one group of men that carries this mentality. And there's the ones that are not getting married at all. Like, what, 30-some% of them are getting married? And that has nothing to do with just single mothers. They're just not committing.
Tiff, I'm not understanding the roll back the clock scenario either. I'm not understanding.
Yeah, because he's saying that we're trying to go back to what it was before, but women fought for rights. But let's be honest on what rights women fought for.
I understand.
Yeah, he's saying that women are trying to go backwards, and it's like, wait, this is not. I'm not even about to do a whole history lesson on how this
you don't have to.
You
don't have to.
But it wasn't equal rights.
Breaking down the shortcut version is he's basically saying that
we fought.
Men in the past only did those things for women because they didn't have rights. They didn't want to do them. It was out of necessity that it had to be done.
I don't think that's true, though. I don't think that's true because so people don't realize that it was never a personal issue. It was a government issue. People weren't getting married because they had to. People got married because they wanted to. Listen, slaves were getting married even when they couldn't have official ceremonies. So people weren't getting married because they had to. I think people got married because they wanted to. Now, the household dynamic was the way that it was because it had to be that way. Like, I don't understand when we throw this equal rights thing in there. Like, are we forgetting what we were really fighting for? It wasn't to compete with just men. It wasn't to be able to say, well, my balls are bigger than yours. Like, but I will also argue, why the hell do women who know that those men don't value them willingly give their bodies to them? You can never be a man online talking about how low value a woman is and I think I'm asleep with you. You can never have that conversation with me and think I will ever give my coochie to you. Because if a single woman is so low value, then my coochie shouldn't even be on your radar. You shouldn't even want none of this low value coochie. Stay away from the coochie. It is low value.
But you know, some people are treated like pizza. You know.
Nope. This ain't good pizza.
Like
don't
you
even
can
bother.
have high quality pizza. You can have that microwave pizza. It's still gonna fill your belly up.
I'm good. I'm good. Don't want this pizza. There's a million other options for you to get pizza, and this low value coochie ain't one of them. Okay? Because people will fuck anything. No, that's not the case. That's not always true either. Because there's plenty of people who have kids before they got married and then ended up getting married after. I don't think it's about necessarily being a poor choice.
No.
Because just like, so a woman that's married, so divorcee made a poor choice too?
She had her child within marriage.
Good.
That sounds like
It sounds good.
You marry someone, you do it the right way, you have a child. Yeah, you can't
I will
blame
use a
them for the
celebrity.
relationship not working.
I will
He,
use this. I will use all these celebrities that we look at. These women did not have kids prior to their marriage. They marry somebody. They're with them for years. Whatever happened, they cheat. Now the marriage is dissolved. She, of course, she made a poor choice, right? She made the poor choice, right? Got it. Heard you. Cool story.
but most of
I
those
agree,
men that are in
Drea.
that situation,
Yeah, because a divorcee ain't nothing but a divorced woman is no different from a woman who was is no different from a woman who was in a long-term relationship with somebody and the relationship ended. The only difference is they had to sign papers and do it in front of a lawyer. What's the difference? She's still a single mother at the end of the day, right? She's still raising a kid on her own, right? She's still in the house by herself with the
she could have
child.
been malicious in the divorce proceedings and took the man for everything he had.
Okay, like I'm just confused on what makes it such a big decision. Adam and Eve was a poor decision since we want to get biblical too. Since we want to be prolific on what the right way to do it. If we want to be honest, Eve and Adam was baby mamas and baby daddies. Cool story.
Yeah.
We put so much value, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't value marriage, because I think marriage is very important. I think that is very big when it comes to the community, but stop making it seem like divorce and single mothers are not one and the same. They were both in committed relationships and thought they were going to be spending the rest of their life with this person, and it didn't work out that way, and now they're making do with what they have. It is what it is. They're not hurting for it. I can guarantee that, though. I'm from pizza. I love pizza. Now I don't want to slice. I'm crying. But yeah, what was the other video you wanted to play?
Hey, let's go to the people. We got 8 people in the chat right now. Shout out where y'all from. You know, let us know where y'all from if y'all have any questions. Okay, I see a question right here. Till said,
if you're co-parenting, are you still considered a single parent? I mean,
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, because how do you file your taxes determine if you're single or not?
Yeah, like I think we're using the term single as in, if you're not married, you're single. I don't give a shit how long y'all been together. I don't give a damn how many bank accounts y'all got together, businesses. If y'all are not married by law, you're single. So if you're raising a kid by yourself, you're a single parent. It may be a situation where you're a single parent.
To me, yeah, just because just because you're divorced, you're not a single parent.
Right. You would file head of household. Exactly. Single.
Because
if you were married, you would be
you're a
following.
divorced parent.
Yeah.
People don't. That's the more accurate term. You're a divorced parent, but you're still single.
You're a single parent. It's just a nicer way to say I married the person before I had the baby. Okay, Carl. Free. Cool story.
No, but
we're still doing it alone.
At a higher regard.
Yeah, that's something people created. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Because all of that is subjective. Again, at the end of the day, if she's a divorcee, guess what? You still have to deal with her kid and the dude. That's her ex-husband. So what is a different dynamic from if you were dealing with a single woman who co-parents with her child's father? Is there special paperwork that you get? Is it a special relationship? What's the dynamic?
And then the thing we're not even touching on is that depending on how attractive this woman is, a guy is going to give her extra leeway anyway.
That part.
So they could have all the tough talk they want, but you see on YouTube a lot of these podcaster streamers that talk.
They baby daddies.
They in relationships with women that don't fit.
Our baby mamas.
Right.
I don't want to talk ill about Kevin Samuels because I ain't got no problem with him. But Kevin Samuels, I think first or second wife had kids prior to him marrying her. He was a 2-time divorcee. You're still a baby daddy. You're still a baby mama because you're no longer a wife or husband. Your title doesn't stay because you got a divorce. No, the child still spends majority of its time with one parent over the other. And that's because we have 7 days instead of even days. If it was a situation where you could split it 4 days evenly, 3 days evenly, guess what? You're still a single parent because you're doing it by yourself. There's also actually biblical verses that talk about like stepfathers stepping up and all that other stuff, but we ain't gonna go into all of that.
Okay, I got a question for you. Would it be a deal breaker if you met a man that said they don't celebrate holidays or Valentine's Day? Because Valentine's Day just passed and you were dating someone and they said they don't celebrate that stuff. Like they was Jehovah's Witness.
I wouldn't. No, I don't think I would have a problem with them saying that because honestly, the only holiday I really care about is Halloween. So if somebody was to tell me that they don't celebrate holidays and that's their belief, and I like the person and the person's a good person, I could go buy my own goddamn flowers like I've been doing the other 365 days because I like flowers. Again, I think Valentine's Day is cool and all, but if I'm being honest, I watch a lot of couples that hate each other on February 13th be all in love on February 14th, and I think that's fake as shit. So if you treating me good 365 and you like, oh, I just don't celebrate Valentine's Day, I don't give two shits.
Oh, shout out Greenbelt, Maryland. Okay. Represent. I went to high school out there, Parkdale High.
Okay.
I think that's considered Greenbelt now. I'm not sure. Good Luck Road.
How would you feel if somebody you met told you they didn't celebrate holidays? Would you care?
No, I'm kind of that person. So that's why.
Oh, you don't celebrate Valentine's Day?
I tried to do something around that date, but like if you're looking for something on the 14th or me to go out and be in those crowds and stuff, I'm good.
But but would you be open? Because I shared a video on my Facebook, which I probably should have sent to you. But this married couple celebrated Valentine's Day at home. The husband, he cooked, they bought a bottle of liquor, and they enjoyed dinner together in the house. I think a lot more people would be happy with that dynamic than having to deal with waiting an hour and a half for a table in a crowded ass restaurant and be half tired by the time you even sit down and get a drink in your system. So, I mean, are you at least open to... Oh, I know where Silver Springs is. Very nice.
Yeah. And so, Black Abdullah, I'm not from Greenbelt. I just went to high school out there. As a kid, I was raised in New Carrollton, right near Riverdale Road. So it's still PG County.
Is nice.
Silver Spring is nice.
It's so nice. I caught myself.
You got all those African restaurants there too.
I never knew that.
They heavy in Silver Spring. The Ethiopians, they heavy downtown Silver Spring.
Yeah, I don't need the crowd. I think just doing something intimate at home is perfectly fine. Yeah, I don't blame you, Tiff. Yeah, right. You're gonna be there for like an hour and a half wait unless you have a reservation.
Yeah, you got to do the reservation months in advance.
Yeah, probably a year before.
If you want good service and good quality food, you gotta plan a month or two in advance.
Correct.
So you're not in a rush. They don't. And I hate those restaurants where you may put in a reservation, but they be like, "Oh, you only got to put a deposit for an hour and a half." Or 90 minutes.
Time it. Mm-hmm.
They time you. Like you have to get up from your table. Like, nah, I don't.
So
That's
do it at
something that will
home. That's
instantly
why
put the
do it at
restaurant
home.
off of my list.
I say, even if you did a hotel, like not for nothing, you could do something so simple that me as a woman, I would appreciate. Say if you did like a stay, did a hotel room, you decorated the floor, you could have ordered food. Shit, you could have ordered some Chinese, some wings or something, played it, throw a nice candle around, throw some flowers around, set the mood with some music. That intimacy alone, the effort alone is going to be appreciated. I don't think you have to do too much for Valentine's Day. I don't think you need to spend $300-400 to do anything. He said, well, there was a question. What's that, 450 or 410 in New Carrollton?
Yeah, he talking about the highways, and I would say it's 450 because in my high school we had the 450 crew.
Oh, okay.
So the 450 crew was the crew that I was associated with. So, but I think 410 also goes in that area. But I was going to look it up real quick because I haven't lived over there in a long time.
Tiff, yes, I do. I love stuff like that. I think I'm that's what matters to me more. I think anyone can spend money on you, but when a man takes time and effort to put something together for you, chef's kiss.
All right, we done been on here 2 hours. Do you have any anybody with any other questions in the chat before we end this stream? Yes. Any questions? Let's see what other hot takes.
He said, I thought you had another video.
Oh, I have plenty.
We did, but I think we ended up talking the time away. So we can do one more video if you want to before we pack it up.
Yeah. Let me find a good one.
Yeah, I agree on that one, Derek. I definitely agree. I don't celebrate Christmas, but I do celebrate Kwanzaa. So I do still exchange gifts, but it's no pressure to do the packing of the Christmas tree and making sure my living room is like 50 gifts accounted for. Like, I'm not doing all that because now it's just about posting it on social media.
Okay, so Miss Tiff was asking me about how was your hosting gig on Friday at the Singles Mister.
You had a single mixer?
I want to clarify, I wasn't hosting at this event. I was a special guest of this event because of the Facebook group that I'm a moderator in. So they gave our group 2 tickets. And so me and another moderator from the group that are single went to the event.
Gotcha.
And the event was the restaurant I would never go to again. The venue was bad. The venue was bad.
Ooh.
It was Lydia's on H.
Oh, damn, you put it out
there. The reason why I consider it bad was there was no parking. There's no parking around here. So I had to walk like 2 blocks to get to the venue. No parking, Miss Tiff. And also it's small. So I ended up leaving there and ended up going to the 8th Street lounge. And I was able to park directly in front of the lounge. And that was a much nicer venue. It was 3 times the size and a better situation.
So I can do this.
Yeah. Well, which one of these videos you want me to play?
I can't see them, so just whichever
Hold
one you
on.
want.
Let me. I'll put them on the camera so we could.
I don't even remember what half of them were about. That's why it's like just play one. I tell you, I just send them, and then
Okay.
once it's out of sight, out of mind, I just.
Let's see. Oh, let's how generation. See, I'm glad they put a title on their
On the
video.
cover?
So
I
we
remember this one. I do remember this one. Okay, cool.
Chemistry's not important. My parents like him. We're the same religion. He can provide. Love will come with time. Okay, so he's hot. He's got a lot of money, well educated. We want the same things. We are the ultimate power couple. I have to love myself first. We both have to be in therapy. And in case I don't find one, I'm going to look at places to freeze my eggs. After so many hookups, situationships, and getting ghosted on the apps, I just want to protect my peace and limit toxic energy. Chemistry's not important. My parents like him. We're the same religion.
Okay. Wow. Wow. But also this is the part people don't take into account to me about
Thanks,
those
Derek.
relationships of the past.
Yes.
Chemistry was not important.
No.
They made sure whoever they picked had the stable house. They made sure the house would be stable.
Yeah, I think back in the days, like we said, a lot of people were getting together because they were better in numbers. Like you think about our community, we didn't do good individually. There was a point in time when segregation happened. That would have been the boomers' time, and growing up in segregation, you knew that you needed a sense of community. I think that was also the time when we as people were more locked in with each other. Our families were more locked in with each other. The option of leaving was not even a thought process because it's like we depended on each other for everything. It was definitely a different dynamic. But then you see, as that changes, the requirements of what people were looking for has changed. I'm a millennial, so I do agree with everything she said. Like, yeah, at this point, we need to both be healing this trauma that has been passed down for generation after generation. I am not trying to deal with your bullshit like the boomers did, because a lot of them tolerated a lot of stuff for whatever reason, and we don't want to do that. We're not following what the boomers went through. And then the generations after, the hookup culture is different for them. Like she said, ghosting is now a thing. You didn't have that. You couldn't do that back in the days. You knew where people lived.
Because that
You
was
knew where
in the
motherfuckers
neighborhood.
lived.
He lived around the
You
block.
ignore me, I'm pulling up at your crib. Come outside. Like, it's a little bit different.
Hey,
So
you
now
talking about please come home,
Yes.
You hit him with the
Okay.
please come home.
It was to the point where women even knew where the side chick house was at that point in time. Okay. Everybody knew where Miss Ethel knew where Miss Earl lived at. So if her husband wasn't home by a certain time, she was walking her ass down the block to go find him.
Yeah, don't make me come over here again. Don't make me come over here again.
So yeah, so I definitely agree that it's
They
been a
even
lot
had
of
the
things.
side chick songs back then.
Okay.
Is
it
Saturday Love?
Yes.
Like you have
Shirley.
all that. You have them all the other days of the week, but he
mine.
love.
Exactly. And it's funny because SZA did that weekend. You get Wednesday, Thursday, then just send them my way, and she got them covered for the weekend. So I think every generation kind of goes through similar things, but it's definitely a change in what people are willing to put up with now compared to then. I wish there was a male version of that. What does the generation dating look like for men? From the boomers to the millennials to so on and so forth. What does that dynamic look like?
I think it we created our own problem. That's the part of it that, regardless of what men say today, they don't realize a lot of the problems that they have with the women today. We created the problem, and
Okay.
it's because and it's not that the men of today created a problem. It's
It's not.
just the generations before us. Those men created a problem that we're just experiencing the trickle down effect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't think people take those things into account because a lot of the changes in mentality of relationships, they're changing because of what the generation prior to them went through. Like you think about the boomers. The boomers are not encouraging the young women now to, find a man, have a family. They actually tell you the opposite. And mind you, these are not single women. These are married women that will tell you about their regrets. And it's like, don't do what I did. Don't give up your career. Don't this, don't that. And it's like, ooh, I don't
Okay,
know.
so I'm putting this up right here for Derek Alexander. He was asking about what the venue was, who was hosting it. So you take a quick screenshot real quick of this information. This is who had the single party. It's DMV 30s and 40s black pickup. So if you're in that age range, you may want to check them out.
Black Abdullah, this might be a dumb question, but do you practice are you Muslim? Do you practice Ramadan?
I'm waiting to see an answer.
Me too. I'm joking. Oh, I can't say that. Fuck around, copyright infringement. My
Nah,
bad,
you're
Jeopardy.
using your own voice, so it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
It's like if we use the
Oh,
music,
yes.
it would be an
He
issue.
is definitely he's Muslim, so he more than likely he does more than likely practice Ramadan. Tip my hat to y'all because that's when the days get longer.
No, but with Ramadan, you're able
It's
to
easy. I think doing
be dark.
Ramadan around this time of the year is a lot easier. But when they practice it around the time of the year when I think spring comes around, and that's when the sun doesn't go down till like around 8, 9 o'clock. And the fast is supposed to be from sun up to sundown.
Right.
Yeah. I honestly fell for somebody just because they had not just because of that, but that was part of it. Like I admired them when they were going through the Ramadan experience. They were Muslim. And I was just like the fast, that dedication and stuff that goes with that. I was fascinated. I was so
No, but
fascinated by
that's not a bad reason to fall for someone. To fall
No,
for
it shows your
someone because you
discipline.
respect the discipline, but also you respected them.
Yeah, I
There was a
did.
level of respect there because of the discipline that they showed. Like for
Absolutely,
the
because I
most
know my ass
part,
ain't got it.
this would be a question I
Yeah.
would have for other men, like men that are out here complaining about the dating situation. Like, how often are you dating women you actually respect versus what you're physically attracted to? Because a
That's a
lot of
good
those
question.
issues could be resolved by simply, if you respect a woman, then there's a level of familiarity.
Hmm.
I
I think
think a
it's
lot
respect and
of
value.
roles, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
if you value somebody and you respect someone, I think that does make a difference in the whole experience.
but at the same time, it's hard to, like, if you're in a bar or a lounge to just see someone and be like, "Ooh, I respect them." You're not going to do that. But
No,
that's
no, no,
where
no.
it's
I
like
mean,
you
yeah,
got to
no.
ask
I
the
think the physical
questions. You got
part
to
still
figure out
plays a role.
what's up.
Yeah, and the physical part still plays a role in it too. Let's not be naive because when you first see someone, you don't know shit. Even if you're approaching a stranger, like you just said, you don't know anything about them other than what they look like. But as you get to learn things about people, you share certain conversations with them, and those are the things that I think will make you like respect them as an individual. You see their thought process. Things like that only happens when you spend time with people.
Right. And this
So
may be a situation where we may need to go back old school to a certain level where it's like, let's have those phone calls,
yes.
FaceTime. Let's
Hmm.
talk on the phone
Yes.
and FaceTime before we actually go out. Cause then you can't complain about, oh, I spent all this money. If you actually took the time to talk to her, get to know her, and be like, is this someone living a lifestyle that I respect or not?
Hmm. I agree.
But
I
this
think
would
that's how
be
I like
a
to.
plan of action for men that actually looking for something serious. Like this is
Yeah, I
kind of
think people who are
intuitive for
dating
someone
now.
that's trying to get laid. Like if
I
you just want to lay something down, no, you don't care if you
no,
more than likely you want to meet a woman that you don't respect
pretty much.
because it would
And
be easier.
I feel like people who, and this is, I think, my telltale sign when it comes to men when I'm talking to them. And I don't know if I want to publicly put this out there because then people just going to start doing this. If you don't call me and we've exchanged phone numbers and all you do is text me, I'm not taking you seriously. And I'm probably never going to want to hang out with you in person because we have not built a rapport. There's no build up for the excitement for to meet you because I'm still looking at you as a stranger. We have not built any rapport. And a lot of days people now just want to do the texting shit. Oh, and let's plan a meetup and go out for drinks. For what? I don't want to have to get dressed, do my makeup to find out I don't like you. We could do that with a phone call.
Right. Well, a lot of guys, I don't know.
Let's get her
I'm
out
thinking.
here.
I'm thinking about me personally. Could I figure out if I like someone off a phone call? Like it would have to be something very dramatic happen in a phone call. The
Well, it
last
could
phone
just be
call,
a good phone call. Like it could just be a good conversation.
no, the last one I could tell you the last phone call I had where I was like instantly, let me go ahead and block this number. Like in the phone call, she told me that she she lived in the area. She recently was unemployed, had 4 kids, and was semi-disabled. Like she had a car accident, that's why she lost her job or something like that. Like
Whoa.
so she wasn't working, 4 kids, and was like, I was like, oh yeah, this is
Not gonna work.
I can't do nothing with that. I can't do
Nah,
nothing with 4 kids unemployed. Oh my goodness. I was like,
no. Yeah,
well,
that I get.
I gotta go pet my fish. I gotta go pet my
You
fish, and we go. Let me get off this phone.
now
I
I
gotta
gotta
go
go
pet.
pet my fucking fish. You stupid.
I gotta go. I gotta go pet it. I got something to
You an
do.
asshole. So I
I gotta
mean, I
walk my
still
cat.
I love jonesing still. Like I think that's a lost art. Like to the ladies in the chat and the men or y'all anybody. Like, do y'all not remember them high school conversations? You know the ones where you be dead for tired and you know you gotta wake up for school the next morning, but you don't want to get off the phone. And it's like, well, you hang up, no, you hang up, well, you hang up, no, you hang up. Like
I've
I
never
still
experienced that.
what?
I
How?
I didn't talk to girls on the phone until I got in the military.
I love,
I've
oh my
never had
God.
phone calls.
I still I try to ask guys when I first get to know them, like, what's your preferred method of communicating? If you tell me you a texter, I'm probably not even going to entertain you too much. I think texting is good for in between when we can't really get on the phone. I get that we're adults now, we have to go to work, but I'm sure you have a time to yourself at some point in the day where you can do a 30-minute phone call or something like that. I'm a FaceTimer. I like to FaceTime. So I always get annoyed when people text me and they got a fucking Samsung. But I have WhatsApp, so I can use WhatsApp.
Hey, check this out. She said she had a phone call with the guy I met. He wanted me to send him a swimsuit pic. I told him decline respectfully. He insisted. He hasn't heard from me since. That's wild. That's wild.
All right, the Brownsville almost came out again because I almost
Yeah. Be easy.
Gosh, these people are disgusting.
Relax. Like
that's the best way to say it. These people are disgusting. Yeah,
like,
that's when I get ghost. If you ask me for certain photos, especially if we met online, you see my photos and I update my photos. They're recent. So asking me for photos, lame. Especially when you can FaceTime me. If you want to see what I look like, I'm a person that I will FaceTime with crust in my eye. I don't really care about any of that shit.
Right.
You know,
you're gonna see this aspect of me eventually.
At some point. So
at some point, you're gonna see it. So you might as well. Yeah, let me
get out the way now.
Bubble of reality, or fantasy. Oh, she said she met him in person.
Damn.
And he still asks for a picture. He wilding.
Yeah, he's just trying to be. He was being nice by saying swimsuit because he really wanted you just in some bras and panties or probably naked. Right. You should have sent him a picture of Chewbacca in a bathing suit.
I think
I would have did that.
I think the answer I would have gave in that situation, I'd be like, if you want to see me in a swimsuit, take me to the beach. That's what I do. If I want to see a woman in the swimsuit, I'm gonna take her to the beach. It's not that far away.
That's true.
It's not that far
and that
away.
Is simple enough. And guess what? The beach is free.
If you want to see a woman without her makeup, take her to a pool.
Take her to the beach or a pool.
Take her to the beach.
Tips, we got to use that because that sounds like a real good idea. And I do love the beach, actually. So
yeah, even as a guy, like I live in Maryland, so there's like 2 beaches you can go to. Like you have Sandy Point, which that's the state beach. It doesn't have a boardwalk or anything. It's just nature. They got sand and water.
Okay.
You got to bring your own picnic basket or whatever.
Okay.
But that's only an hour and a half away. You can go to, and then you can go to Ocean City or
I've been there
in Delaware. That's 3 hours away. So you could still, if you like, you meet someone, you be like, I want to take y'all, I want to do a day trip to the beach. Y'all get up at 5 or 7. You drive there by 10. You could be parked in a good parking spot. Spend the day
before everybody,
come on back. I've done it. That's
so
easy.
Funny enough, I had a guy I was dealing with for a while. We went to that beach. So if you are in Jersey, there's a place called Cape May in South Jersey. You can drive your car onto that ferry. And the ferry goes from Jersey to Delaware. So that's what we ended up doing.
It goes by Rehoboth,
right.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing that. We took it and then we drove up to Ocean Cay. Yep. But they have like a really nice. Oh, go ahead.
I want to respond to Tiff. Yeah, I'm not saying the beaches, the water in Maryland is good. I'm just saying I'll take someone to the beach in order to see the swimsuit. Because you're not going to go to a beach day trip, and wear jeans, and you're not going to just wear regular clothes. You're going to even if you just put your ankles in the water, you're gonna put on the swimsuit and your little big
That's a
hat.
fact.
You're
Mhm.
gonna have your big umbrella hat and your swimsuit, even if you
Yeah,
don't get in the water.
I definitely agree, and I get in the water, so
Yeah,
I love the beach. Even the water, even when the water's not blue, I still
yeah.
get in the water.
I really don't understand. I think they say it's the temperature is the reason why the water doesn't stay blue
I heard it
up
was the
the coast.
algae, but I don't know how true that is.
I
The
was
different
like, we
color
need to
algae.
import some algae. We need to
You
we need to import.
stupid.
If we
Yeah,
need
I
to,
don't
if I
know.
need to hustle algae from Miami to
Not
bring it
hustle
up,
algae.
we could. They could move drugs all over America. Let's move this
That's
algae.
true. Yeah, if
You
that's
know,
a
to
thing, if they could do it
make
to
all
get the
beaches
water.
great again. Make the beaches great again.
I don't know if they were ever blue though, because Coney Island, all the beaches in New York, they've always been that dark color water, and I get in that water too. I freak out every once in a while when something randomly touches my leg and I can't see it, but that's normally when it be like, all right, time to head out. But it's hot, so you go back in that damn water. You just take the chances.
Right.
Hope you scrub good when you go home.
You just rub yourself down with some witch hazel. You rub yourself down with some witch hazel, some Epsom salt, kill all the
Yeah,
bacteria.
I
Hand
am definitely
sanitizer on your
get into
legs.
the water no matter what. So, but yeah, Ocean City is definitely fire, and there's a beach, not a beach, a bar that's on the water that's out there. I highly recommend it. They play live music. It's pretty cool. I like the energy out there. It was good when I went.
Yeah.
Tiff, you can't swim. I'm trying to encourage everybody I know to learn how to swim.
I can't swim. I took swimming lessons, but it's one of those situations where I took the lessons and I was able to do one distance of the pool, Olympic size pool, and then I'd be too tired. I'd be like, I can't go back.
Oh, but yeah, that's just because I can't do. Oh God, I can't do a full. I don't even think I could do a full Olympic size pool anymore because I used to do swimming at the gym in Brooklyn, and yeah, I don't think I was able to do a full thing. I mean, now when I was younger, yes. Now, no. But it's just like running. It's like, you got to build your body up to it because that is a full body workout. Swimming is the best thing you can do for your body.
I think like for children, swimming and boxing are like the best things you could get kids. Because it's like overall body development, and then you got hand-eye coordination.
Yep.
So it's like, and you instilling confidence because a lot of self-confidence issues come from kids not being able to defend themselves.
That too, I do agree.
Yeah.
If you can float, then you're pretty good because even if you get tired, then when you get tired, all you got to do is float. Get your momentum back and then continue on where you are.
Right.
I think I get intimidated with the ocean though because it's just open water and I have no control there. Even if you're the best swimmer, I know I have no control there.
And I could float as well, but the issue with I only know how to float on my back. Like pause.
No, that's fine. I mean,
that's how they teach you. That's how they teach you in the military to survive. Is to float on your back
because
so you
you
can
can't
see
float
if
face
there's
down.
a helicopter or something to rescue you.
Yeah, no one floats face down. If you float face down long enough, you're gonna drown. You gotta float on your back. Is the best way. Or tread water. That's another thing. But that also gets you tired.
Like, I'm not really treading water. I'm like, I could do a little, yeah.
Yeah, those are the two things you need to survive if you ever get lost out in the ocean or something. Tread water and float. You float on your stomach.
Look at talking about she float on her stomach.
But your face is in the water? What's gonna happen if you're tired and you float on your stomach? Is your head out the water?
Float and then
lift your head up.
Lift the head up, take a deep breath.
That seems more exhausting than just floating on your back. Because if you're on your back, you can literally go like this in the water. Like you can treat the water as your bed and just literally relax your muscles and float like that. And breathe normal. If I try to float on my stomach, I can see me go a few times. So she said yes. Alrighty. But I do appreciate everyone for tuning in and coming in.
Oh yeah, for sure. I want to thank all of our guests.
Yes.
We had Alex come up. I want to thank everyone that came through.
Yes. Thank you as always, Tiff,
Drea, Tiff, Black Abdullah,
Derek, Abdullah. Thank you guys.
Thank everyone that came through.
And for riding out with us for 2.5 hours. See, this is equivalent to pillow talking. We just not pillow talking. But this is honestly what it would look like. Just talking for hours.
Right.
We gotta bring that back. 2025.
We need to bring it back.
Bring it back. 2025. Jonesin. Bring back Jonesin.
So I need volunteers to stream from their bed. We're gonna have your phone in your bed. Like
I'm crying. I think that actually, you know what? We might have to talk about this offline. I think that would be a good content. You know, like a matchmaker thing where it's like, you know, a few singles, they want to connect, they got similar interests, and just a Jones and we gotta talk offline. We might have to do another episode from now on.
That will come into play. Like you could have the stipulation that you gotta be in your pajamas in bed.
Yeah.
But people are going to want to have their makeup on. They're going to still try to glam it up.
Okay, if you want to do a soft glam, I think the soft glam is fine. But the core and the environment should be relaxed. That should be required. You have to be somewhere relaxed, not doing anything, pajamas, not dolled up, not snatched.
Right. Like, yo, get on there with hey, do face masks. Let's do face masks.
Yes, like something. I think
something like that.
I need to talk about a little show we might want to put together. I think that'll be fun.
If we're gonna, it's like demystify things. Glass of wine, face mask. You know.
Yes. What's that show? Like Love is Blind. Yes, like Love is Blind, how they are normally the women are pretty much okay. So I hate the newer seasons, but the first 2 seasons to me were great. But a lot of the conversation, they were in a room separate. They couldn't see the person, they could only talk to them. They could only have engaging conversations. We're taking away the not seeing each other part. We're including that. But yeah, you still have to like engage and hold a conversation and talk to each other and share shit. But I think that would be cool.
We could still do Love is Blind here. It could just be where we tell.
You got to get some participants. Where they got to do virtual.
Not to have video up. Like
yeah, and we could create
a lot
questions.
of people just create emojis for their picture. You know, like mine. Let me turn off my camera. I got a picture of myself here today, but it could be.
But you could put like
something different there.
We're gonna have to talk. I think that would be cool. We just get a bunch of single friends who want to do it, and we can call it as like a virtual mixer. The only difference is you guys are gonna interact with people, and we could create standard questions that.
Oh, I have dating cards
between each
other. To ask.
Yeah, at random. And I think that'll be cool. You give each individual the questions.
Deep discussions.
Deeper discussions, dating vision. I think this would be cool. Yeah, we know Ken with the pink suit.
Hey, y'all don't want them problems.
We don't want them problems.
Y'all don't want them problems. I bought more pink today. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. He ready for the spring, y'all.
I'm ready for the spring. Hey,
he is ready for the spring.
You can call me the Easter Bunny because I'm going to be out there. Somebody called me the Easter Bunny. Have a Klondike bars in my pocket. You know?
Can't deal with him at all. That is too fucking funny. Nah, I think this might be something we might want to sit down and get some people that want to compete. Because funny enough, I see people do these dating things on TikTok, and people normally interact. They'll come in the comments and they'll go up and they'll do that in front of people. So I think we should do something. We should do so. I think that'd be fun. Maybe once a month or something. But again, we'll talk about that.
I think the problem is we don't have the viewers, but if we have
I don't think we need
our
to.
viewers here right now, they can tell 5 people, allow us to grow.
Well, I need 4. We need 4. Got to be even number of men and women.
4, 5, 6, it don't matter. I'm talking about people. The chat can answer the. If they don't want to come up, I just pose the question to the chat. We can go through the answers, make it more interactive. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, we'll see. I'll pick your brain about it.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and end this one for tonight. Thank you all for stopping by. We're gonna
supposed to be cooking, Lord
say
Jesus.
that I don't know when the next episode will be. It may be next Sunday. We may
What do you mean maybe? Next Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, next Sunday. I was saying maybe we will have an episode before then because I'm not sure what you're doing, but
tomorrow I can't, but I can another day in the week. So I got you.
All right. Yeah, but be on the lookout. I will post when I'm going live. You can follow me at Mr. Kenneth Powell on IG. On what else am I on? I'm on Facebook, Mr. Kenneth Powell. And you can follow Legacy Asha
on Instagram, or you can find me on TikTok. My name is Ada Asha, which is also the same name that I have on my Instagram. You'll be able to find me. I'm not hard to find.
Just follow us on our social media pages. You'll be able to know when we're active. And also for the people that are part of Ken and Corey's group, I'll let y'all know when I have events going on in the area, that I'm attending. I don't really take video. I think I should start taking video of these events. Just get people familiar with what's going on in DC. But
I think so too.
I look into that. But everyone have a good night and thank y'all for watching. Peace.